Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft, along with your host Blackjack and my co-host Babagusta and Amin Eisen. Coming in today with day 4, the penultimate day of the qualifiers for Season 3 to decide which teams go forward into Division 3. And I realized I said Season 3 by accident. Do excuse me, Season 4. And, it is what it is, 2021. A little bit of confusion in the dates always happens like it used to back in high school. I still remember writing the dates wrong every single time. But, jokes aside, going back to the point at hand, we'll be going live with the match of Team Area 69 versus Grid Gaming. To start things off on the map of Villa, let us join the players on the ban phase of the map already. As we will see, Jackal has been the first one to be banned from the side of Grid. Not really too surprising. It is Villa after all. It is a Roamer's Paradise sort of map, not necessarily, depending on how the attackers play. But Jackal is one of those operators that makes Villa less of a roamer-friendly map than you would think it otherwise is. So the Jackal ban is understandable, standard, but understandable nonetheless. Area 69, on the other hand, will be banning a Thatcher, taking out the EMP SAS operator of the board, one of the oldest in Team Rainbow in general, and one of the most reliable. Speaking of reliable, Mira on Villa. Very reliable, very powerful, hence Area 69 will be banning Mira straight off the bat while they are on the attack. And Grid Gaming have the final ban on the map for tonight. They will take out Valkyrie. A little bit less information to play with for themselves, but more importantly for Area 69, whom, as evidenced by the multiple seasons they have played in the division stages before this season, they like to have the Valkyrie on hand, and without that, they're going to have a little bit of trouble. But with that being said, before round 1 gets underway, let's have a look at both the rosters that are here in the lobby for us today. From the side of Area 69, we've got Sumain, Weejay, interesting right there, Spidey Time, Knight, and I was half tempted to call that Abby, but Abe, I guess that works as well. On the other side, from Grid Gaming, we've got Rage, Innocent, Arrow, You Know Who, Godly High, and Deadly. And we'll be headed towards second floor Aviator and Games Room with the 6-pick into the Nomad coming in for round 1. And I've kept the man for the mic long enough. Baba Gusta, how do you feel on this fine evening?
Well, I'm doing absolutely great, Jack. And talking about AS69, though, they did defeat Nomad Esports 7-4. And now they are going up against Grid Gaming. This time the map will be on Villa, the most infamous map where we do get to see a lot of impact tricks in this particular site. But for now, we do see a total of just one operator, that would be Godly By, who has the hands of the impact needs. Maybe he'll be able to trick out the vault door, which is very simple. If the ace did use the Selma Breach charges right from below the wall, he can be able to use the impact nade towards the drone hole and get those the hard breaching capabilities I was talking about. Anyways, with that action phase will proceed. We do see some reinforcements happening in towards the second floor trophy, quite standard. We don't see any difference coming in from that. The only difference would be the attacker's style of attack, which should be towards on balcony.
Way more primed.
And with it, there will be some drone works as well from the attackers too, especially from S9. Spider Time will be repelling in towards the window of 90, where he'll be trying to, mix an angle way, making sure that there won't be any particular defenders holding that specific room, as we see Godly by trying to
Bomb
contest
located
with
by
the
attackers.
Zofia. This needs to be careful around here. Much more aggression could lead to a lot of chaos right from the early round itself. So for the attackers, not losing one of the operators would be their main target, but also so do the defenders too. Godly boy, oh boy, he needs to be careful with those impact needs. Not quite sure why he threw it out in the open. He just kept it towards the window. But as we, shift our main focus in towards the study room, we do see a total of 3 attackers trying to gain control of that specific room. Now, they need to open up the walls towards the games room, which they'll be able to hold an angle in towards the vault so that they'll be able to slowly push in and get those controls. So, Main, on the other hand, is slowly making a way in towards 90. Needs to be careful of the wall. We do see the Vulcan shields being taken care of, but still, the drone works from the attackers will be so strong that they need to, however, convert those information into kills. Drone work, especially from Sumain, will
Attackers
also
have
come
located
in.
a
Knight,
bomb.
very aggressive with the play, sees the head, doesn't go for the connect, but the last bullet will get the kill, taking out Innocent, making it a 5v4. Grid Gaming loses one player in towards the games room, in which now they need a lot of problems dealing with. There is only 1 minute left. The Thermite uses exothermic charges, interesting enough, in towards the aviator room, and now they're slowly making their way in towards the side. We see VJ taking out the Rage, making it a 5v3. This looks like an Area 69 match itself. The Nomad air jabs will come in. Godly Boy still in towards the wall, has no idea that the plan is going on in towards
Attackers
the
activated.
default, whereas Deadly gets one, but it's a post-plan situation. 4v3, make that 4v1 as Knight Spider Time gets 2 kills. Arrow, the only operator left, and he gets taken down as well. Area 69 winning round 1 on attack. As we take a look at it in the Act 5 instant replay, we will proceed to round 2, where Grid Gaming unfortunately loses their line of defense in the first round. Second floor AVG, now they either have a decision to either go back to the same site or go to second floor trophy or first floor dining. Looks like they'll be able to go for the same side yet again, second floor AVG. So they need to figure out a plan here, especially from Sumain, who was very aggressive and towards the 90. They did pop off the Vulcan shield, which forces which forced the defenders to stay in that particular site. We didn't see any roamers, we didn't see any aggressive peaks, although there was Godly by aggressively peeking in towards the windows of 90. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the best of it with the early kill and also eliminating the other 4 players on the side of Grid Gaming. They'll be able to get their first win. As we proceed to round 2,
Attackers need
second
to
for AVG
locate
will
and
be the site.
defuse bombs.
An interesting round 1, all things considered, for the side of Team Area 69, more so than Grid Gaming. Grid Gaming, unfortunately, kind of collapsing due to some unfortunate positioning, not really taking care of that push in through study into games room itself, and sort of getting taken out from there on. It sort of snowballed for them, and they're going to have to work a little bit more on their main stairs and landing defense and their defense inside a games room if they want to have
10
a
seconds
chance
left
of
before
winning this
insertion.
site against Area 69. This time around, second
5
time,
seconds left
you've got
before insertion.
some lessons from the previous round, and it's only the first round. There's still a fair way to go
Attackers
before the
must
match
locate and
itself
defuse the
will
bomb.
end. So for Grid Gaming, maybe that first loss is going to teach them how to get this site done so that they can move on to other better sites, i.e. Trophy on second floor or first floor kitchen dining, just like Baba mentioned a while ago. Arrow on the first floor roam right now, not really going to find anybody. It's very early in the round, of course, but I believe a Claymore has in fact, been put down. No, Spider-Ham does not have a Claymore. He was around that first floor bathroom window, but looks like he won't be putting anything down preemptively other than maybe an air jab from the Nomad. Telling 90 once again, trying to see if he can get anybody, and Godly's once again there, the Legion that is, just by the hatch to make sure that he can get a kill or two, and hasn't escaped already as well. Hasn't seen the Zofia quite yet. They're not quite within line of sight of each other, but Arrow's going to come in. Is he going to be seen, though? Not quite yet. Going prone at just about the right time is going to leave him alive in this situation, but he knows that it's being watched. That window is being watched. His line of action is being held down, which is going to force him back towards library. He can't really do much but get the Ash in the meanwhile. Sumain goes down. Unfortunate, as the Ash just running around first floor will be the first casualty of this roaming Malusi.
Well, with it, one player has gone immediately on the side of Team Area 69. That would be Sumain taken care of. Arrow still going aggressive here in towards the toilet's window. Needs to be careful that the Zofia is still holding both of the windows in first and second floor. VJ, on the other hand, still in towards the study, whereas Spidey Time has shifted his focus in towards the 90 hallway. The attackers will make their way, but looks like Godiba will be able to deny Spidey Time after a long time. We did see the Zofia trying to get in towards the 90s window. Unfortunately, he gets taken out. Arrow will be able to do the same, taking out Abhay, putting it in a 2v5 situation. Both of them currently in study room as Godliver takes one. Arrow goes for the pre-fire with the MP5, sees the head, doesn't get the shot, and in the end, it's going to be Rage with the MX4 Storm to get the final kill, taking out VJ's Grid Gaming will be the one winning round 2 on defense, second floor AVG. And also, as we take a look at it in the instant replay, we will proceed to round 3 where the score is equalized 1-1. The site might be on second floor trophy and statuary room, but we have to understand on what exactly happened there. We did see the attacker, especially the Zofia, quite worried about the player in towards the first floor as well as the second floor too. Maybe it would have been better if Sumain just patiently waited for, a better angle, or I would say a proper drone work in towards the first floor site to pick out Arrow immediately. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it in time. They were losing a lot of time, and also they couldn't get to the site as well. Who knows? Maybe in round 3 they'll be able to find some weakness because the site is on second floor trophy slash statuary room. So it'll be very interesting to see how well Team Area 69 is going to be attacking at this round.
Most certainly. Unfortunately, I don't think Area 69 were really prepared for the way that Grid Gaming played that, albeit Grid Gaming were sort of shifting around their priorities quite a bit in that round. You had a 90 being watched, you had the roam game, of course, out towards Trophy Statuary, and you had a site being held down. Study Room didn't exactly pan out for the side of Area 69 the way they wanted it to, and Arrow roaming around down below, getting that first kill, putting Area 69 under just that little bit of pressure seemed to have worked out. Now, of course, there were other, factors and other gunfights that we didn't quite get to see on the cameras, unfortunately, that would have shed a little bit more light, but nothing that a simple stream review later on won't do for both teams and for ourselves here at the Esports Club. Again, that depends on which team goes forward, because that will lend perspective and information is, sometimes gleaned better through a certain perspective rather than the other way around. Now, of course, that's all future talk, all, they're all speculation on who can and who can't win and who's doing better and whatnot. For the time being, round 3, very early in the game, 1-1 scoreline, and nothing really swinging either way. Both rounds on Aviator Games Room don't really tell us too much, other than the fact that Grid Gaming is kind of quick to learn from their mistakes. At the same time, they will make a few repetitive mistakes as we've seen before. This isn't, of course, the first time they're here in the qualifiers. They've been here before, and we've had them on stream before as well. So we've seen this from them. Area 69, of course, we've seen a lot more of, given that they have played multiple seasons in the division stages of this Pro League. And overall, from what I'm seeing, there is a marked improvement in their coordination, in their intel gathering, something that they definitely struggled with. However, that previous round tells me that there's a long way to go for this team to be much better than they were beforehand. Don't get me wrong, they are far better than where we left them off the last time we saw them. And Sumain getting that first kill onto Deadly is certainly a good sign. He's already on Astronomy inside of a site. Hello. Absolutely unguarded site. It was an all-man roam from the looks of it. Sumain will find a second. Vijay finds one, but the Ash will go down. It's 4v2, 3v2. Arrow gets 2, but then gets taken down. The Alibi comes in for a refrag, does get it, but now she's the only one remaining. Rage versus Spidey Time and Abe, the last two standing in the attacker's corner. Suddenly, things have shifted, but unfortunately, Area 69 are the ones in the advantage in terms of the man count, but they don't have the diffuser. There's still a Banshee stopping Spidey Time, but you will still get the head. It was a fantastic attempt from Rage right towards the end, especially when Arrow went down to come in and cover for your teammate and get the kill when it is required. Unfortunately, the 1v2 didn't quite work out, as we will see in the instant replay. Team Area 69 walk away with the first attacking win on Trophy Statuary, excuse me, and they will put themselves back in that early game lead. Of course, if the last 3 rounds are to be seen from this perspective, then Grid Gaming might just change things around and give themselves a better chance at holding the site itself. I'm not entirely sure what prompted them all to be off site, even at a lurking capacity, given that we saw Arrow being just outside on the landing of Red Carpet, coming in, swinging in to get a kill. He did get two. More importantly, stop the plant, which put Area 69 in a little bit of pressure situation. But it wasn't enough. They didn't have the kind of manpower that they wanted to, given that Astronomy was entirely devoid of any sort of a watch, any sort of hold. Nothing was there. And it's these sorts of decisions that are making me question Grid Gaming's tactics. I'm not sure if they're doing this to sort of learn how Area 69 tries to push, or if they're trying to read Area 69. As it were, you want to sometimes have those 200 IQ plays, thinking that, all right, they're definitely going to push through this way. They're definitely going to do this. Let us try and read them. Unfortunately, that wasn't the way that happened. Grid Gaming completely collapsing in that previous round, trying to bring it back, didn't quite happen. And Area 69 walking away with that attacking round. This round seems to be a little different. We've got an Echo in play from Godly Pie and a Wamai from Deadly. I don't remember if we saw, no, in fact, I don't think we saw a Wamai in play last round. The Alibi is still there, Rage playing that operator as he does, along with the Mute and the Malusi, standard stuff all around, except for the Echo, who is currently being seen less of due to his drone nerf. But that's a topic for a different time. For the time being, we've got the roam game from Rage all the way out towards AVG. He's going to be the one holding that down as Arrow holds down below for a C4, should he get the opportunity for it. And with that, the action phase is underway.
Well, with the action phase, the attackers making their way in towards downing and confirming one. That's going to be Sumain taking out Rage. And yet again, they are in trouble. Grid Gaming already losing one player in an early round. They have information towards the drone works as well, but they need to be careful of Arrow, the man who's been making quite a lot of plays for Team Grid Gaming. If he goes down, then that means the entire team would start to falter. He's currently in towards the 90 angle, whereas Sumain is trying to find out exactly what kind of utilities that have been placed. Maybe a cams, maybe a particular utility that we are unaware of, but for now they have a lot of information, and now they're figuring out a way to get into this time. Spidey Time will try to use the utilities to try to take out the deployable shield in towards landing, and Ash slowly making her way in towards red. And Deadly needs to be careful because he has to worry about two angles. Looks like Spidey Time will be able to get one, taking out Innocent, putting it 5-3, but here comes Arrow coming back in towards 90, getting two important kills here from Arrow. This can be detrimental here. A Bay goes down from Godly Boy, making it a 2v3 situation here. VJ needs to be careful because there is three utilities. The aggressive peak will come in. Can he get the headshot? Yes, he does, putting it 2-2. And Arrow has the information in towards the astronomy room. He needs to push patiently, but for that's actually for the attackers. The for defenders, they just needs to waste a lot of time here. Knight will proceed to plant in towards the statuary room. The push comes in, but Arrow comes in again, getting one more kill. Can he get the fourth? No, it does not. Knight will be able to shut down Arrow's killing spree, as Area 69 will be the one to win round 4, second floor trophy and statuary room, putting them in 3-1 against the opposition. 3 attackers wins, ladies and gentlemen. That means a lot for Team Area 69 to get back and also make sure that they have the win under their grasp. But for now, they need to focus on 2 more rounds on attack itself, where we proceed to round 5. Second floor AVG will be the site. Arrow with a total of 8 kills, the man who was making a lot of heavy work, unfortunately could not get the win for their team. A great attempts coming in from Grid Gaming, but they still need more work. They need to make sure that they could not lose the site early. We've been seeing this time to time again second floor trophy. You don't even see any particular player holding in either from trophy or such waiting room. This was on round 3. Now on round 4, it is the same. It's technically the same thing again. The only difference was you still we still have arrows in towards the 90s angle. He didn't had enough amount of information. When the attackers did push in towards landing and get those kills, then Arrow decided to push in towards the side and get those 2 kills. Other than that, they need to arrive at the right moment with the help of some information, maybe adding some information operators like technically a maestro or a bulletproof cam could work out, but who knows, maybe Grid Gaming has something to counter Area 69's lines of attack.
And, on that same vein, Area 69 have been having their own mini collapses in these rounds that they have won. Primarily, I say that because Arrow has been able to come back, do a little bit of a site retake, if you will, and take a multitude of attackers off the board without much trouble, all things considered. Sure, he hasn't been able to win the round, neither was Rage a couple of rounds ago where he was the one in the 1v2. But even then, Grid Gaming are coming close in these rounds thanks to the efforts of their players. But overall, as a team, they seem to be trying to play for site retake, but at the same time not. They're sort of half-baking the solution, and Twitch, if he just shoots through that window right now, he has absolutely no idea. This is one of those tantalizing things you get to see as a spectator, a caster, ladies and gentlemen. All he needs is one piece of information, some sort of sound, but he's not getting that because the glass of the window is still there. The alibi absolutely unaware that there's somebody rappelling right behind him. This is man, it hurts to see. But going back to the point at hand, Grid Gaming sort of trying to play for site retake as Ouija will leave the game, unfortunately, but half-baking their solution, given that they also don't play for site retake at the same time. They have operators inside the site. They play it safe. They play it, as back-footed as they can. But unfortunately, even while playing it safe, they're not able to win their gunfights or find themselves in good positions. However, this time, Godly Pie will get one that is Spidey time off the board. Big drop right there. Your Sophia is down. More importantly, one of the more influential fraggers of Area 69 is gone. Grid Gaming, 5 versus 3. The disconnection from Ouija is certainly going to hurt. But there's an attacker, I believe, inside of study room. Innocent knows this. He's giving the information to Godly Pie. Shots will be fired, traded, but Innocent will be the one to drop first in that, and Sumain will also be dropped by Godly Pie. Taking the refrag, 2v3 though. Knight is going to find one, dropping into sight as his entry seems to have come in unabated, but it will be challenged soon enough. Shots fired, Rage takes a bit of damage, but Godly Pie will come in to claim his third. That's another one, and one more, and he will be wiping clean the entire team of Team Area 69, minus, of course, Ouija, who disconnected not too long ago. Abe pushing up right there. He's going to see one. That's Arrow taken care of. Does he know that there's a Legion prone here? He will soon enough. Takes a bit of damage, but the Legion trying to run away is going to get caught instead. And now it's all down between the Twitch and the Alibi. And a beautiful shot right there from Rage to finish off the Twitch. Rage doing well right there. Probably having some sort of information-based call-out. Going out, quick peeking, finishing the kill, and falling back in right at the last second as Grid Gaming will finally take another round, much needed for them. And interestingly enough, just as that final kill went down, Ouija was, connected back into the lobby. Unfortunately, a bit too late even to man the drones, but he will be here to support his team in the 6th round, the final round before round 7 role swap, and a very important round for both teams, given that Grid Gaming is going into the attack post this round, and they want to make sure that they start off on a clean slate. Well, as clean a slate as 3-3 can be, given that 6 rounds have already gone through. Regardless, they will try to make it such that they're starting off effectively on scratch. And in the meanwhile, Area 69, they are going to be the ones going into defense. Going 4-2 into defense, hefty advantage in your hands will be their goal. Plenty to play for in this 6th round as we move to the prep and action phase.
Well, round 6, for a moment there, it was almost Area 69's round, almost putting it to 4 to 1 though. But thank goodness for Rage, he actually did get that kill towards the second floor AVG, giving them the win in towards the second floor from second floor AVG. They're back in dining room. The man, aka Arrow, the man who's making quite a lot of kills there for the past 5 rounds. He's currently in a total of 8 kills, and so does Godly, by the way, a total of 6. So he was playing Legion most of the time on second floor AVG as well as on Trophy Statuary Room. But for now, let's see whether Grid Gaming can be able to equalize the round, making it 3 to 3. With an interesting operator picks coming in from the attackers too. You have Sumain with the Twitch and Abe with the Ash. I mean, in the previous rounds, the operators were kind of swapped. Abe was playing as the Twitch, where he did attempt a good attempt of a 1v3 clutch. Unfortunately, it couldn't work out well, but this time it will be. Spidey time with the first kill, taking out Innocent right off the bat. Not quite sure what it was. Maybe it was a spawn peek right towards the window of Bicycle Room, which caught him off guard. A very unfortunate kill there from Grid Gaming, as they are now one man down. The drone will come in from the attackers to give some valuable information towards the site, but they need to be careful on getting control on second floor Trophy. Now they have information on where exactly the Pulse's location is. They have location on, you know, a particular players who've been currently holding their specific location. Maybe they could go for a very immediate push in towards London. I believe that's exactly what they're going to do here. Spidey time, he is going to equip with her KSU Lifeline Impact to open up, get an entrance in towards Memorial Room. Abe is already inside, taking Kitchen, gets 2 kills, but it's going to be Sumain taking out Deadly, and with it, the site goes to the favor of 69 VJ, taking out Rage, as it all goes down to Arrow. You know who, the Commando 9 in hand, and he's going to fall down. Area 69 with a flawless round, winning round 6 on attack. First floor kitchen dining, as they will be the one to end the first half, putting it 4 to 2. As we take a look at it in the instant replay, we will proceed to the second half, round 7, where Team Area 69 will be in defense. Second floor trophy room and statuary room will be the site. And let's see if fortune favors the bold.
Well, most certainly it is not favoring the side of Grid Gaming, primarily because we saw it again in the previous round from this team. They tried to sort of read the way, sort of preemptively defend the areas that they thought Area 69 would come through, which were second floor, out by Mudroom, out by Astronomy. All of those areas you would see a defender, you would see some sort of utility, a Banshee, anything to slow them down. But where was their lack of manpower present? Pantry Stairs. Where did we see the Ash Maker entry from? Pantry Stairs. Unfortunately, leaving glaring weaknesses is it sort of comes with the territory of trying to read your opponent, trying to go in depth with what you think they might do versus what they might actually do, which is what Rainbow Six Siege sort of has. If you try to read too much into what you already know of your opponent, should they make any changes to their push given their own infill game, they will instantly find a big weakness that would have otherwise not been exploitable had they not checked out site beforehand. Good drone work from Area 69, honestly, to find those differences in what Grid Gaming thought they would do versus what they could do in their attack. That's what's put them up to 4-2 in the scoreline right now. And unfortunately, Grid Gaming not looking too good for this in the other side of round 7 roll swap. Given everything, however, of course, they are starting off on the attack, and we're going to have to see how Grid Gaming reacts to Area 69's defenses, which, given everything we're seeing, is sort of fairly standard, all things considered. You're seeing the same deployable shields, you're seeing the same holds, such as this one by Sumain inside of Closet, with the rotate out towards the bathroom, Castle Barricade protecting him from shots from the bedroom windows, and the deployable shield facing landing with Knight, the bandit, playing behind it, making sure to stay in cover from the door behind him, which is, of course, the master bedroom door where he can be shot from. Plenty of drone works from the side of Grid Gaming to find nothing for the time being, other than where these defenders are situated. Other than that, however, they're not getting too much info out of what they have for themselves so far. IQ coming out with the RD scanner, making sure to take care of as many utilities as possible, just so that there are no issues with Grid Gaming's eventual push into site, into the areas close to site for the time being, as the drones will in fact spot somebody, the Malusi, playing just outside of closet towards the bathrooms region, where of course you have the standard hold being done by A69. But just because it's called a standard hold doesn't mean it can't work out, and that's certainly what they're trying to do. But the Malusi will go down first deadly with a pre-fire, finding the Malusi. However, the ADS will go down as Deadly finds another one. Good drops coming in from the Ash, but is that going to be enough?
Well, we're about to find out with 1 minute left, where the attackers gaining 2 kills from Deadly. As Knight trying to contest one, he'll be able to get one shot, taking out Rage in towards the 90. Now Sumain, he is still alive. He is forced to fall back. He barely survives and will re-peek in towards the astronomy room. Now the attackers have to make their play, in which they finally got their control in towards master bedroom, but they don't have control of towards the site just yet. They're losing a lot of time. They need to make a play. They haven't destroyed any default cams just yet. You should give viable information. The push will come in with the F412. Doesn't get the perfect shot, as here comes Innocent with the SMG12. Prone and trying to make an opportunity, whereas Knight on the other hand still in towards that where he gets one kill. The shotgun claims the life of Innocent. Sumain making it alive in towards the astronomy room, as Arrow decides to go for the plant. A huge mistake. Knight with a triple kill, as it all goes down with Godly By to find 3 players. And currently, where is he? Well, we know where he is at now. At the hands of Ella, the sister herself will be able to take out Godly By in the end. Grid Gaming will be able to find some amends, but it's going to be Team Area 69 winning it out in round 7, second floor trophy room, making it 5-2. They are 2 rounds away to winning the match against the opposition. Will we see some will we see some good great potential coming in? We're about to find out though, because like we did get to see from Deadly getting those 2 kills towards on bathroom, forcing Sumain to go back to astronomy. If Sumain wasn't alive at that moment, this round would have gone in the side of Team Grid Gaming, but unfortunately they could not, and with that they'll be able to get one more win. First floor dining room will be the site on round 8, interestingly enough. It's interesting we don't see second floor ABG being brought up here from the defenders sided team, but who knows, maybe we might be able to see some great gunplay coming in from them.
Most certainly, Area 69, all things considered, they know what they're doing. They've been through this much more than Grid Gaming has in terms of playing for and in the division stages. Not to underestimate Grid Gaming, though. However, what we are seeing from Grid is fairly okay, sometimes good early rounds. They get the first few drops, but then they collapse. It's happened in the defense, of course, and it is happening in the attack. At least it did in the previous round. Just like Baba pointed out, those first 2 kills from Deadly were definitely very vital for the side of Team Area 69, given that those first 2 bodies would have put them under a tremendous amount of pressure. However, they were not fatal because the Ella with the shotgun was still alive. F12 at most close to medium range gunfights will absolutely shred opponents. There is no question about that. And given the way that round was played as well by Sumain, was what really mattered. Holding astronomy, regardless of the very little amount of HP that he had, was a brave move to say the least, and it worked out. Fortune favors the brave, as they say, and he definitely made it work for his team. Grid Gaming could not get him while he was rotating out of bathroom into astronomy, and that was unfortunately where the round turned and became a round in favor of Team Area 69. With all of that being said and done, first floor dining being the side of choice, a pre-play C4 from Spidey Time. Looks like he wants some intel from his teammates about when any attacker goes through there, but unfortunately the sound calls will not result in a kill. All it's done is put a vertical line of sight for both sides to play with, primarily the attackers, because they will have the high ground from... Are we back? I think we're back. I believe we are. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, this seems to be quite the situation.
I have no words.
No one One does
I
at this
mean, I
point.
mean, I mean, at least
Yes, we can in fact hear our host. I believe we should be back as well with the round. And it seems to be a 1 versus 3 already. Well, that's a little unfortunate. We do apologize for missing a ton of the action, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to have to ask the players ourselves what happened in this situation, as it seems to be a 1v3 all down to Godly by last man standing. He's found one, dealt a lot of damage to VJ. He's trying to push in. Will he find him? No, he doesn't. Time will run out, and Area 69 will be the ones to win the 8th round as well. Well, this is certainly quite interesting, as Spidey Time seems to be just as confused as us about where our spectator and host went. But we are here, and the match seems to be going on as it normally would be. Don't get us wrong, ladies and gentlemen. We are just as confused as anybody in this situation right now. More clarity will be shed on this situation a little bit later. Right now, we're going to get back into the game, as it seems match point has been secured. The dining kitchen site on round 8 has been won by the side of Team Area 69. We cannot exactly comment on how Grid Gaming lost that round. All we know is that by the time we got back, it was a 1v4 down to the Thermite. Unfortunately, he could not win that 1v4 as well, so we're going to be moving into the 9th round. Area 69 on match point, as they have simply one more round to go before they before they get one step closer from getting into the division stages itself. Grid Gaming, they've come quite the ways again, but they are unfortunately faltering at arguably the worst time. Even though coming here has been a bit of a struggle for them, and I'm not one to say that the struggle has been fruitless. They've certainly learned a lot from their time in the qualifiers, but unfortunately, Team Area 69 seems to be just a little bit too big of a beast for them to take down, and that is why we're seeing a 6-2 match point scoreline come out for Area 69's favor. All that being said, with the visual in tow, and once again Sumain playing the Ella, I assume with the shotgun, we're going to be going into action phase of this 9th round, potentially the final round of this match tonight, and we will continue what is going right here right now.
Yeah, 6-2 is the score count favoring the side of Team 869. Match point for the defenders. We see Spidey Time very far away towards the side. I believe that is a very far roam coming in from him, and so does the Ella. It's already whipped out her secondary pistol to go for that peek in towards the balcony of second floor master bedroom. He knows that there is 2 players, and currently Ash is already in towards statuary room, and so does the Sophia, which is currently holding an angle in towards the astronomy stairs. And they're just waiting for a weakness for Team Area 69 to expose. Currently, they'll just make their way in towards the 90 room, where they haven't eliminated any single roamers just yet. They're losing a lot of time, just like we did get to witness for the past 2 rounds. A lot of information from Grid Gaming. The only problem is they take too much time to interact or execute at that very specific moment, where they're losing a lot of time to, just getting into the side, removing the utilities of the barbed wire, in which they're doing right about now. They just end slowly pushing in. They will use the hard breaches to open up towards the vault, and the first frag will come in, and it's going to be Arrow taking out Spite Time. The nade will come in to try to take out the jammers, in which they will succeed, and they will make their way to open up the vault with the help of the O's X Cairo spellers. Now Sumain, he is still in towards the study room, and so does the Melusi, where there's only 2 players in towards the site, in which they're slowly making their way. The push comes in, Knight tries to go for that gunfight, but unfortunately he will lose to it. But Sumain, he'll be able to get 2 kills. Deadly already in a very low HP, but they're still waiting for the attackers to make their move. A lot of opportunities wasted for both these teams as the time starts to be in 40 seconds. Sumain, with that run out, will be able to eliminate one. Godly Bag goes down, and so does the Jaeger in towards the 90s. Always Rage taking him out, but they still need to worry about time. 30 seconds. Knight with the SMG-11 claims the life of Deadly. Rage slowly pushing in. Sumain hears the shot, but he's going to fail. but that's an instant trade coming in from both of them, as it is a 2v1. Make that 1v2 as it all goes down to Knight to figure this situation out. And with it, oh boy, that's not going to work out well. It's a 1v1. Knight pushes in, and the SMG-11 will claim the life of Innocent. Team Area 69 will be the one to win round 9 second floor AVG and also defeat Team Grid Gaming on map Villa. They'll be the one proceeding to the next match. Congratulations to Team Area 69, and for Grid Gaming, unfortunately, they have to try their luck in the next season.
One more loss in the books of Grid Gaming. Not exactly the best thing in the world, especially right towards the end where we had the disconnect from Arrow. He was the pivotal player in that moment, the cover for the planter. Unfortunately, he disconnected, left his teammate high and dry. No fault of his, of course, in that situation. As we all know, internet and connections can be a little, a little finicky, a little bit touch and go, as it were. I mean, you can just ask our host tonight, as we ourselves had a bit of a disconnection not too long ago. But that is going to do it for the first game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Team Area 69 one step closer to getting themselves into Division 3, that much closer to making this work for themselves. Unfortunately, Grid Gaming will have to try again in the next season. But of course, we're not ourselves quite done with this match. We'll be going into Relive the Moment in just a short minute here to go and talk about where exactly the teams went wrong. I mean, in this specific instance, it'll be more aligned towards what Grid Gaming did wrong, but regardless, it's still worth looking at for teams who are in the qualifiers, will be, and even for some teams in the division stages who are prone to making mistakes like this. And, Reel of the Moment is ready. It will be going live on your screens right now. And Baba, take us through it, please.
Well, starting off the first round, it was just Team Area 69 on attack. Like for the past, the only round where Team Grid Gaming did win was at second floor AVG twice in round 2 and round 5. Other than that, it was just good communication skills coming in on the side of Team Area 69. Especially most of the time, it was always. Arrow, the man who was making a lot of heavy work for Team Grid Gaming to make those plays happen. You did get to see him make a triple kills or 2 kills for every single round you see. And unfortunately, some of those rounds, there was a 1v3 clutch happening on the attack from Area 69. It didn't work out well. And also, a lot of miscommunications coming in from Grid Gaming, especially on this site in round 3, where the entire site was abandoned. There were 2 players holding in landing, figured that they have to, have to focus more around the AVG side, while they did not, focus in towards on master bedroom and closet. And then just Sumain just immediately pushed in, went aggressive, gets 1 kill, goes to the sanctuary room, gets all the other 2. It was just an entire confusion for Grid Gaming to know what just happened. And the attackers winning a total of 4 actually it was 4 attack rounds in the first half itself. Is all it needs for Team Area 69 to win 3 more on defense. Unfortunately, Grid Gaming, even with a lot of frags, even with a lot of help being done from Arrow and Godly Boy, sadly it wasn't enough to get the win. Area 69, they were always one step ahead. They always take care of those weaknesses. They always when it comes to a particular gunfight, you don't see them establishing crossfires. You just they just go for an immediate refrag, where some of the time the refrags wouldn't even work as most of the time the refrag doesn't even work at all. And again, this is the same repeat, but this time it's just a different site on first floor Danny, again with the same push on pantry stairs. The entire team starts to falter, and the last player was just none other than Arrow, who tries to make a play but unfortunately could not, because they have the entire site control. With it, the second half, there's nothing much more to say here. 2 rounds, three defending rounds. Team A69 had absolutely nothing. Although this round might have been gone to the side of Grid Gaming, because they already had 2 man count decreased from Deadly, taking out Spidey Time and Away. But then afterwards, it's just Sumain with the F412. He immediately ran back towards the side, where he dealt a lot of damage, but somehow he survived and get the kill in the end, wasting a lot of time, wasting a lot of utilities as well as man count coming in from Team Grid Gaming, and then they won the match. And also the last round where we did get to see the unfortunate disconnect from Arrow, and the SMG kill comes in from Knight to take out the last player, giving them the win on Map Villa against Grid Gaming. Congratulations to them. They'll be heading on to the next round, but we still have two more matches to go, ladies and gentlemen. We have Team Cerberus going up against Team Fuzakin. A very interesting match, and it's going to be on map Clubhouse. So, Jack, how excited are you in this match?
I mean, as it goes, Clubhouse is, after all, one of the more favored maps in the entirety of the league. I mean, the previous league and the Pro League combined. I mean, at one point, I remember season 3 of the previous league, we were going with the running joke of the Esports Clubhouse League for Rainbow Six Siege. I believe you remember that one as well. It carried into seasons 4 and 5, but of course, we had a little bit of a change in the map system, so we weren't seeing Clubhouse as often. But all things considered, we've seen Clubhouse fairly often, and this match will be one where we see that as well. And we'll be right back with the Fuzakin versus Cerberus game on that map itself. Stay tuned.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on. We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey, it's alright. Hey, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
You off my mind.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft, here with your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Baba Gusta, and I'm Eisen. As we are here for the second of the 3 games of the night. The first one, of course, concluded not too long ago with Team Area 69 taking a 7-2 win against their opponents on the map of Villa. Now we will be moving over to the map of Clubhouse, ye old favorite, as Team Fuzakin will be taking on the defense of Team Cerberus. I like the name Cerberus, brings it just that little bit closer to Hades. But regardless of, those little factoids about mythology, right now we're going to be moving into the match itself, joining the players live at the start of the ban phase between both teams, as Cerberus have the first ban on the map tonight. On the defense, of course, so they will have the first attacker to be banned off of this roster we're seeing today. And they've taken quite the time with this decision, seems like, and they will decide to ban the Thatcher. All right. Fairly standard ban, all things considered, especially standard for Clubhouse, where we see Thatcher bans left, right, and center. And we're going to see yet another one come out. Fuzakin, on the other hand, have their attacker of choice to be banned, and a quick decision made is going to be the Maverick. All right. Some tells me Fuzakin might follow this one up with the Kaid ban, given that this is a Thatcher Maverick ban. And in a second, we'll find out. There we go. Kaid. Fairly easy to call, all things considered. Whenever you see Thatcher and Maverick being banned on the attack, Kaid ban is sure to follow, especially from the blue team, because without the Kaid ban, there is absolutely no way to open up hatches on basement, and you want to be able to do that given that, again, Thatcher and Maverick are gone. Melusi will be the final ban of the map tonight. No surprises there, given that Melusi is able to slow down attackers very potently as well, putting them in they're otherwise compromised situations where they might find themselves in a little bit of trouble. Now, of course, we're going to be heading into the first round itself, but before we do, let's have a look at both the rosters that are here in the lobby for us today. From the side of Fuzakin, we've got Brain Dead, Flakes, Destroyer, Incinerate, and Dozen, and from the side of Cerberus, we've got Khan Sahib, Amino, okay, took me by surprise there, Blue Bolt, Phantom, and I'm just going to call that Sidro. I have no idea how the whole name would flow right there, so Sidro will be my reference point going forward. Round 1 is underway, and I understand that was a bit of a odd pause right there. I'm pretty sure anyone who was, kind of paying attention would have probably thought that I've disconnected right there. The hilarity of that situation comes to me a little bit later than it probably should. But with all that being said, the first round is underway, and I've kept the man from the mic for a little bit longer than I would have liked to. Baba Gusta, take it away.
Well, thank you for that, Jack. We did get to see Team Fuzakin going up against Team Exolic Esports on map Oregon. It was 7-5. Talking about Team Cerberus, they went up against the Rage and went on to maximum overtime, winning 8-7. Now, we will be able to see the map being on Clubhouse, where Fuzakin will be the one on attack and Cerberus on defense. The map is Clubhouse, and with the ban phase that I did get to witness here, taking out the Heartbreacher, the Maverick, Kaid, and the Thatcher, there is a chance where they'll be able to open up Clubhouse just yet. But for now, the extra charge will be used to open up the garage wall, in which both the Zofia and Thermite will try to get their focus to get that control in the garage catwalk. Now, there is one that would be Amino, who is holding on with the MP5K and a total of 2 to 3 Vermidus being thrown right at the entrance to make sure that none of those flashbangs or grenades will be thrown from that exact location. So with it, they will also open the construction wall too, with a lot of drone wars coming in from the attackers as well, relaying information, giving good amount of information too, as we're about to reach that almost a 1.5 minute mark here, where we do see Cirque still in towards the lounge, trying to contest both the stock as well as the other position too, whereas Blue Bolt needs to be careful because he's almost boxed in, one from Jacuzzi, the second from the window. If the Jaeger do gets at least 1 or 2 kills, he'll be able to go back towards the side and wait for the attackers to make their move. But for now, we do see the Ash using the breach charge to open up a vertical line of sight into the CCTV to make sure the mute jammers or the bandit charges has been destroyed, so that they'll be able to use the hard breaching capabilities. That would be the Hibana Skyros pellets to open up from the CCTV. With it, the 1 minute will almost come to an end. Destroyer, interesting enough, will be able to use the breach charges, but here comes the first frag from Serb, taking out Brain Dead. The Zofia, who was in stock, I believe, unfortunately gets taken out, but still see Destroyer patiently moving in towards the bathroom, sees the head of the Jaeger and gladly takes it, taking out Blue, be able to give the access towards on construction, but they still need to work out. You still see the mute falling back at the very wrong moment. He's just gonna get taken down, but he doesn't have the confirmation yet. The attackers execute will come in at 35 seconds, where Dauzan takes out Kansa with the confirmation, and so does Incinerate, taking out Sidro, putting it in a 4v2 situation.
Well, there's going to be another frag coming in from the Vigil. Phantom finds one, but gets refragged. Dozen, in the meanwhile, doing the work for his team, as it's all down to Amino, the last man standing. Does he know that there's somebody inside of garage? Well, inside of CCTV, he does, but a little bit too late right there. Dozen will be the one from inside of Cash to finish off the final kill on the rotate of garage, and with that, Fuzakin, despite being the first ones to lose a body, will be the ones to take the first round. Good attack, all things considered, even though it was fairly concentrated towards the side of construction. Managing to take out the Jaeger when it was most required was where it really began for the side of the attacking team, at least as we saw in this situation. 1-0 is the scoreline. It's only been the first round after all. We'll be heading into round 2. And, I'm going to reserve judgment on Cerberus's defense until we get a little bit further into the round for the time being. As right now, we're just going to head on over to round 2. Basement Church from Cerberus. Oh, that's a little unfortunate right there. A missed throw of an impact grenade is going to leave Blue Bolt and Khan Saeb at low HP. I mean, the castle, of course, roughly 74, 70, 73, 74 HP right there. Not too much of an issue. Amino, pretty healthy, all things considered. Blue Bolt himself was the one who was hurt most by both of his own impact grenades. He will be the one to be closer to half HP than he would like to admit for the time being. Certainly not the best start to your second round, all things considered, but looks like they're going to be going for an extended roam hold, otherwise called the SSG roam, all the way out to second floor. You've got the Mozzie, you've got the Castle and the Mute, along with Vigil. There's going to be plenty of roam, but the real question is, are they going to leave a site completely unguarded? Because we've seen this time and time again for teams attempting the SSG roam strat, the extended roam strat I should call it, is that they leave a site almost entirely unsecured with only one man in there who gets taken down early, and the attackers realize that, wait a minute, we can just push site and get things done. And the retake, unfortunately, becomes impossible because of the way Basement Church flows. Doesn't seem like that'll be the case for the time being, as Destroyer's going to take a bit of damage from the Vigil, who is out on roam. Phantom's coming back down towards site. Seems like Cerberus has realized that maybe going for this all-out roam strat might not work against Fuzakin, as the Vigil's taking a lot of damage right there. Sidro is going to have to be very careful where he goes and which gunfight he takes, given the low amount of HP he has left on him right now. But Fuzakin are pretty much cautious in this situation. Braindead has taken a bit of damage, Destroyer as well, both of them lower than 3/4 of their health. But again, it's not going to stop them from taking gunfights, not the way that Sidro will have to be careful about his gunfights he takes. He's going to go on towards garage for the time being, actually, right next to the Mozzie, who's also on the road towards red stairs. Braindead's got to be careful, as Phantom's going to start things off by finding Dozen. The Ash will be the one to go down, but there will be a retaliation. Amino to fall at the hands of Braindead, as the Vigil has managed to successfully rotate back to site.
Well, with everyone in the side, the attackers are slowly making their way to open up the hatches and get towards the arsenal room. Now we do see Brain Dead in towards lounge, worried that there might be Sidro still in towards the garage, currently in towards oil pit, I believe. We do see Incinerate going back towards the tunnel, going for that one final push in round 2 attack. They need to make this push as fast as possible though, because we do see the Zofia in towards the hatch of Moto, and so does one in the main stairs. As we proceed to the 42nd mark, Zerv will detect the thermite in towards the tunnel via the gunshots. Need to be careful of the Legion crewmen as well. The push will come in towards the tunnel where Flakes gets some major damage in towards the kitchen. Brain Dead decides to push in towards the Motors. Incinerate gets one, taking out Serb, giving the access of K9. It looks like Brain Dead will be able to get one more as well. The Vigil goes down, putting it in a 4v2 situation. Flakes just has to go for the plant, and a triple kill comes in from Brain Dead, putting it to 4v1. The last one currently in towards the Arsenal, just trying to make sure he'll be able to get those good kills, but unfortunately he's going to be Incinerate to get the final kill, taking out 2 Bolt. Looks like Fuzakin will be the one winning round 2 on attack basement judge, but giving them 2 attack wins in a row as we proceed to round 3. Looks like the roam strat coming in from team Cerberus didn't work out well in their favor, and looks like they'll be back to second floor CCTV and cash room with the same operator specs yet again. Talking about that score count as well, oh boy, it's not looking too well here for Cerberus. 3-1-0-0-0 for the defenders, whereas the attackers have been, working out extremely well even on the support mechanisms as well. You do get to see how well coordinated their attacks were, especially in the 1 minute mark. We did see the thermite pushing in towards the tunnels. You saw the Zofia in towards the bar hatch, and also the third who was slowly pushing in towards blue. Maybe there were some in the main stairs, went for that final frontal push, gets those kills, went for the plant in the arsenal, and get that win. A very good coordination coming in from Team Fuzakin, which would give them 2 attack rounds lead. As we proceed to round 3, second floor CCT will be the side. The same operator specs coming in from both the teams, and let's see if we do see any changes coming in from Cerberus' point of attack.
Well, there certainly is going to be a need for quite a few changes from Cerberus's end. The last round saw them attempt the SSG strat, but they had to abandon ship very quickly, given the way Fuzakin decided to push, doing tons of damage to the Vigil, who was Sidro, being played by Sidro in the last round. That man is on the smoke for the time being. Vigil has been changed to Phantom, who is going to be manning the K1A of the Korean defender. But that point notwithstanding, Fuzakin's attack, all things considered, despite losing Dozen early, was well coordinated and well thought out. They knew that they might lose a man early given the strategy at hand, but what it gave them instead was somebody to hold intel, hold drones, give them callouts that they really needed in that situation. And it seems to be working, at least it has for these first 2 rounds. Cerberus, in the meanwhile, unfortunate, but they are going to have to work on their positioning, on their gunfight selection, and more importantly, on how they choose to emphasize inside of sight. Mind you, Blue Bolt, who was the last man standing in for Cerberus in the last round, downed the man who was going for the plant, dropped the diffuser, could have nearly had the round, all things considered, but unfortunately, excuse me right there, unfortunately, there was too much time for the attackers and too many attackers for him to deal with. Brain is going to be taken care of in the meanwhile. That is Phantom. The first kill confirmed as Blue Bolt finds another one. Destroyer goes down. This is a much better round already from the side of Cerberus, who have taken 2 very, very important kills. The Nomad, who was one of the instrumental attackers in the round previous to the last one, where CCTV was the side of choice, and Braindead, who was also instrumental into getting into sight for 2 rounds. Now, with them down, it's going to make it that much easier for Cerberus. However, Amino disconnecting at the worst possible time is going to make it that much harder. Losing that 5th man when you should have, and probably would have, had all 5 remaining going into the final dying seconds of the round, it's going to make things harder. The coordination will be thrown off just a little bit, and it will be a challenge for Cerberus if they're able to stand up to this, to the questions that will be asked by Team Fuzakin. Amino is back, so intel will be manned by that operator, by that person for the time being. But You have Khan going for this peek. He sees one, can't get the head. He's been trying this for a while now, but the Ash will do some damage back to him. A Dozen not taking the head, unfortunately. They need to get into sight, but they're not able to. Garage is being held. CC window is being held. Gym bedroom is being held through the bathroom, and there you go. But a kill, in fact, will be taken by Sidro onto Incinerate. SMG-11 comes out, and there'll be another one. The Hibana to drop from Khan Sahib, and a Phantom will be the one to take the final kill. The Vigilance out of Garage, finishing things off for his team. Hearing the Ash coming in, pre-firing, doing whatever she could. Unfortunately, too little and not in the right area. One defensive round finally being taken by the side of Cerberus, a much needed defensive round that they will take in their favor. Basement Church and Arsenal Room is the site of choice going into round 4, where we are headed to basement, well, as I just said, Basement Church and Arsenal Room, but more importantly, Fuzakin in that round seem to be a little bit all over the place, something that we have seen from them before in this season itself. They've had issues with coordination, especially when multiple bodies go down with no refrag potential. That's when they start sort of having their main issues, which is coordination and getting their attacks through towards sight. And why I say it that way is because Fuzakin has ideas for 4-man pushes, for 5-man pushes. But unfortunately, when it comes down to just 3 of them, and they do not have control of any of the important avenues to push for sight, that's when they start to fall apart. So for them, gunfight selection, intel, and backup is going to be very, very important. Something that we're relying on a lot in the early stages of the round. And should Cerberus find a way to pressurize them enough to force them out of their routine, if you will, then Fuzakin will start, start stuttering, if the body starts dropping without any refrags coming in, that's when Fuzakin is at their weakest. Cerberus will be taking note of that as we move into the action phase, trying to work that into their plan of attack. And Fuzakin are going to be the ones to have to read into how Cerberus is going to play this round.
Well, Cerberus winning their first defense round in second for CCTV. They have to do it yet again on Basement Church. It will be the same, roam strat that we get to see from SSG. We do see Khan Sahib in towards Basement Church, holding an angle in towards blue. And so does Dao Zan, getting his first kill though, taking out Phantom right out in towards the strip club entrance. Currently in pool table for now. He did eliminate, I believe that was right from second floor gym. That's a very good shot there. Even with the vertical line of sight and also the high ground potential from Phantom Serb, unfortunately could not win that gunfight against Dao Zan. A beautiful shot and also an important kill, because that is an early kill, just as I was talking about it. He's going to accidentally TK Braindead, but good to know that he'll be able to revive back. The only problem is Braindead will be at a total of 10 HP. That is unfortunate, but still, when you are very attentive and cautious, I mean, you do tend to have some mistakes being made then and there. But for now, talking about the breaches coming in from Flakes, will succeed in opening up the kitchen hatch, and she will proceed opening up the other 2 hatches, which it has already been opened from Flakes, the stock hatch as well as the bar hatch, I believe. Whereas Destroyer will proceed using the breach charges to make lines of sight towards the Arsenal Room. With it, the defenders, I believe, will make their way to go back to the site, which would be on Basement Church and Arsenal Room, where the defenders are waiting for Team Fuzakin to make their move. They did, however, win in the previous round. There is a higher chances that they'll be able to win it out in Basement Church. Currently, Braindead will be able to use the concussion, in which he has the perfect information saying that there is one player playing also very close in towards the church entrance door. And with it, they'll just try to make some, I do have to apologize for that, as we see Flakes going down for that default planting towards the Arsenal Room. Does the defenders know about this? No, they does not. Destroyer right in towards the hatch will be able to get one. Post-plant situation comes in. Destroyer destroys Khan Sahib, but we do see Sidro back in towards the Basement Church trying to take out one. Dao Zan to be able to take out Amino, which leads Cedro all by himself to find 4 players. Currently in towards the church, he gets gone, he gets taken down as well. Flakes with the final kill as Team Fuzakin will be the one winning round 4 on attack, putting them 3 rounds in the scoreboard, whereas Team Cerberus only wins 1 defensive round. Let's take a look at that in the take a look at that in the action replay as we proceed to round 5, where the site will be on second floor gym and bedroom.
3-1 being the scoreline. Gym bedroom, the site of choice from the side of Cerberus, who unfortunately just did not seem to be once again at a comfortable position. Sure, losing Phantom early definitely did not help their chances, that is for sure. However, even then, with 4 people alive at the 50-second mark, you think they'll be able to stop the plant, do something, have somebody make a late rotate up towards kitchen, but we didn't see any of that. There was plenty of hatch cover from Destroyer, who was not contested up there, and then you had the push coming in from Moto. The Moto has been watched, but another body was dropped. And all in all, just unfortunate positioning and unfortunate decisions made by Cerberus that led them down the path to the loss of yet another round. Now, excuse me, I should, preface this round by saying that Gym Bedroom, certainly, while not the opener site for many teams in the qualifiers or in Division 3 for that matter, even in Division 2 sometimes, it's certainly a site where we have seen some miraculous turnarounds for matches. Cerberus could certainly make one of those right now, given everything that if they win this round, it might just be enough of a morale boost for them to go back, win Basement Church, or win CCTV one more time, and then go into attack with a breath of fresh air, a second wind under their wings, as it certainly could happen. But will it? Are they going to be able to emphasize? Is it going to be the real question? We've got rotations being opened, lines of sight being made the standard castle-based strategy out towards Cash and CCTV. We got a Mira in play as well from Khan Saeb, and some slightly later than usual rotations coming in from the mid, but Amino's going to get that done just in time, put down his jammer, and then move off, because really, while his work has been done, he just has to be careful towards construction. I think he wants to help support the Jaeger in this area. Not a bad idea, considering that he has the shotgun from the looks of things, which will allow him to take some really close-range gunfights with a lot more comfortability than even the attackers. But we've got, there we go, the castle brackets being taken care of by the Ash and the Hibana combined, and that will make for some dislodging of utilities that are otherwise placed to stop breaches towards Jacuzzi. Plenty of work being done by the side of Fuzakin, admittedly. One shot was fired towards Sidro through the drone hole from the looks of it, as Destroyer's got to be careful in his position, but Kansai will find one. That's Dozin taken care of. Big drop again. The Ash is gone at 1:30 in the round.
Well, 1:30 in the round. Fuzakin needs to be careful because they lost already one of the players. Ash being taken out, I believe, right from one particular position. But Amino needs to be careful. The 2 players still in towards CCTV. Needs to worry 2 angles. One which is in construction window. Now Flakes has joined in on towards CCTV to try to open up the walls in towards CCTV to make an angle to try to flush out the mute. Whereas Cedro is still providing cover. He's still providing good amount of protection here, which is leaving Fuzakin confused. They still haven't gotten control in towards construction. They're still trying to get control on towards the side where they could not eliminate Mira or get the control on CCTV where Cerberus is doing extremely well. But here comes Destroyer to take out one more. Amino goes down in 37 seconds left on the clock, which would give Cerberus a very good spot. Flakes with the prone peak, trying to contest one in towards the entrance of second floor gym. Cedro is very close in towards construction. Here's the push in towards Flakes, and here comes Cedro taking one, getting 2 right from that reload animation, and looks like Random gets one more, eliminating Braindead as all goes down to Incinerate in a 1v3 situation. Whips out the pistol from the Legion and gets the kill. Cerberus with a very great hold, able to win the site on second floor gym, but put another win on the scoreboard, putting it 3-2 as we reach to the final round of the first half, round 6. The site, well, It's still given a chance though. You still have Basement Church, I believe. Yeah, they still have Basement Church, in which they haven't succeeded yet. It's very difficult though, because most of the sites on Basement Church, they did try to go for that SSG strat. It didn't work out well, so they decided to just go for second floor CCTV and second floor gym, in which is working out too well. Why not go for the same site yet again? So it's going to be on CCTV. 6 pick from Blue Bolt, nothing unusual out of the ordinary as we proceed to round 6.
Defenders, protect
Do
your
excuse
bombs
me
from being defused
for
by
the
attackers.
pause from my end, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Baba, he seems to have a knack for catching me drinking water. Stay hydrated, folks. But all things considered, CCTV a good site selection from the side of Cerberus, given the circumstantial evidence they are working with. And I say that because, you know, the last time they came to CCTV was in the third round, and they managed to take it, you know, fairly comfortably, all things considered, against Fuzakin. And changing up the CCTV from Jim after a good round win and a good round hold as well on Jim Bedroom is going to help them make this play just that little bit more comfortable for themselves. They already have the lay of the land in terms of horizontal pressure, but they're going to have a little bit of vertical pressure as well. And I say vertical pressure primarily because of Phantom, who seems to be willing to go on the roam with the visual in hand on first floor. Now, one thing I do like about Cerberus is the way that they switch about operator roles. You never see, you know, certain people, players in that roster play one operator consistently. You have Phantom, so it's shifting sometimes between the Jaeger, sometimes to the visual, sometimes to the castle. Fortunately, he'll be the first one to drop in this situation, as I just realized I could have had a joke lined up there, but it didn't quite come to my mind, as our admin Eisen so gracefully pointed out to me in the back. Point notwithstanding, point notwithstanding, Phantom, first one to drop, influential kill for the side of Fuzakin. Breach has been taken care of fairly comfortably and fairly early as well. This is going to put tons of pressure onto Cerberus, and this is going to make things all the more pressurized for them, as two more bodies will drop, and that is going to be Blue Bolt and Kansaeb taken care of. 5-2 is the scoreline, and you only have Amino and Sidro remaining. Make that 4 versus 2. Sidro finds one. SMG-11, good skills with that weapon, pushing out from the red hallway. As Brain does not try and push up towards Garage, he will see one on Catwalk, take him out. Amino is down. It's all down to the mute. And he will drop as well. The smoke, excuse me. Sidro, last one to fall. Destroyer, make sure of that. And interestingly enough, another time, another defender map with attackers on advantage on the half-time mark. And I say that because of the previous game that we had just a minute ago. Well, not a minute ago, some time ago now. And that was Team Area 69 versus Grid Gaming. Area 69 went 4-2 up against Grid Gaming on the map of Villa, a map that is arguably even more defender-sided compared to the map of Clubhouse that we are playing right now. But that doesn't make Clubhouse any less defender-sided, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to speak a lot about the attacking potential of Team Fuzakin, as Cerberus's defense, unfortunately, unfortunately, was picked apart. And not too ceremoniously at that either, as we will see how Cerberus' attack now reacts to Fuzakin's defense attempts. Interestingly enough, just like Cerberus had done on a couple of occasions, we're seeing Fuzakin attempting to go for that SSG roam strategy. I'm not sure how well this one's going to work out from Fuzakin's side. They might need to make some minor alterations here and there to suit their own needs, but of course we have seen them on stream with the strategy before. It has, you know, worked to some degree of success, and they're going to want to repeat that success if they want to finish this matchup as quickly as I believe they want to. As the action phase looms for round 7, we'll find out how successful this strategy is going to be, as Cerberus' attack is going to have to react accordingly to the defensive plays that Team Fuzakin is bringing out.
Well, good thing for Cerberus though, they did, try out the SSD strat by themselves, so they need to, they obviously do know the ins and out of the strats. Maybe find some good counters here, especially from the attackers' drones. That's where Blue Bolt is trying to do right now, trying to gain some intel towards Garage. We do see the Thermite exothermic charge being used to open up maybe in towards tunnel and then try to open up the kitchen hatches as well in the meantime. But for now, their main focus is to try to take out the first floor
Attackers dropped the
control,
diffuser.
in which, interesting enough, we do see three of them
Attackers have recovered the
nearby
diffuser.
towards side the bar. I believe that was Flakes, Incinerate, and Destroyer, all of them in towards the first floor bar to try to contest from that specific direction. As there we see Cedro in towards stock. We do see Destroyer try to contest against Khan Sahib in towards the stock entrance. Looks like Thermite needs to be careful, but we do see the Flakes getting his first kill with the K18, taking out Cedro as the Salma Breach charges will appear. Will the impact take it out? Yes, it does, which would give the Ace not being able to use one more of his utility. He still has two more, I believe, in which he would be forced to technically, he would be forced to use another ability. There you go. Again, the Selma Breach charges will succeed, but doesn't have any more impact needs to go with, and neither does the Selma Breach charges. With it, Khan Sahib is the only operator which would use his exothermic charges to open up towards the kitchen hatch. This can be possible though, but they'll be losing a lot of time, and also it is very risky. Knowing that Khan Sahib is around 10 HP, I don't think it would be a possible good idea for him to go for it. Would be some good amount of cover, but that C4 will get that kill. Destroyer with that beautiful C4 to be able to eliminate blue and also get an access to a vertical line of sight access towards that particular position. And looks like the entire player here on the side of Team Cerberus lays down to only two players. It should be Khan Sahib and Phantom, the both FBI operators currently
Attackers have
in
located a bomb.
towards the garage, actually from the moto hatch. But they really need to be careful of the utilities here. C4 thrown in from being treated, but works out to no avail. But the SMG-11 does with a beautiful headshot, taking out Phantom, and Khan Sahib goes down as well from the D5 SMG. Fuzakin with a beautiful hold on defense, they'll be able to win round 7 Basement Church, as they will be the one to be in a very huge lead here, 5-2. As we proceed to round 8, second floor CCTV. Either CCTV or gym or bedroom will be the site for them. And talking about, the hold that they did from Team Fuzakin, a very excellent hold. We did see the Mozzie trying to contest the stock entrance door, and so does, I believe that was a wall bang from the Vigil to take out the Nomad in towards the stock. Beautiful stuff from them, and whether Team Fuzakin is in a very good lead. They still need 2 more rounds to go. We do see the 6 pick from Incinerate switching from the smoke to the Mira. Using a Mira into a second floor gym and bedroom is so powerful that
Attackers
would
need to locate
give
and defuse as
the
many bombs
attackers
as
from
they
Team
can.
Cerberus a lot of trouble. Don't you agree, Jack?
Oh, most certainly. Given how we saw Mira come into play from the side of Cerberus as well, albeit, not to the greatest degree, given that most of the action happened towards Cash and CCTV. Regardless, Mira on second floor gym bedroom has proven time and time again to be a rather large nuisance for attackers to deal with, especially the positions where you can put those Mira windows completely safe from any kind of attacker rupturing them from angles that are not already within that
5
same
seconds left.
room, that same vicinity. For instance, the one inside a bathroom, you don't actually have any vertical lines of sight there. You have to be within bedroom itself to try and pop that Mira window. And to get into bedroom in and of itself is another major task, as seeing as it is sight for the side of the defense. While the one in Secret Stash, again, it has a hard floor below it, concrete floor. And of course, as we know, you can't exactly shoot through concrete. Bullets are stopped right there, and you can't pop the Mira window there from below either. You have to be within that room, and looks like, well then, Dozen. Looks like the extended barrel is going to work out for him. He's going to find one, and that's Kansai gone early. And that too, off of a peek on the CCTV window from the lowest point of the barricade where you can see out of. Interesting peek, one that works out very, very well for the side of Fuzakin. First kill taken, and a much required first kill as well. With that one being dropped, with your hard breacher, one of your hard breachers gone, is going to make pushing aside that much harder for the side of Cerberus. They do still have Ace on board, but Ace's Salmon breaches are going to have to be used a little bit more reservedly, because you have CCTV to break open, you have gym bedroom to break open, and then of course you also have, if you want to go through that, then you would also want to break through some other areas. So we'll say towards logistics, even the secret stash mirror window, if you have the Selma breach remaining, you need to get into cache. So many areas where you need hard breach utility. Unfortunately, the thermite being the first one to drop and a minute 20 remaining with no refrags is going to make this that much harder once again on Team Cerberus.
Well, Team Cerberus again in a very difficult situation with the termite taken down. They still need to figure out a way to get inside the site. Although they haven't reinforced the jacuzzi wall, but I believe they've made a decision to just immediately push in towards CCTV. Now we do see the Nomad. Sorry. Almost making his way towards CCTV. He needs to be careful of the Jaeger currently in towards the window of Garage Catwalk. The smokes will come in to try to block the Mira's mirror line of sight so that he could push in towards second floor gym, but needs to be careful of some I would say a lot of angles, but looks like Cedro will be able to get one kill, taking out a Destroyer. A C4 will come in that would give an access towards Team Cerberus to get inside, not being able to worry about it. Ace pushing very patiently. Dawzan doesn't see this and he gets taken out 3v4. The Ace is already in towards the side, whereas Amino gets one. Bluebot gets the other in towards second floor bathroom, putting it in a 1v3 situation. The vault comes in, the Vector works out, but here comes the instant refrag from Amino as Cerberus will be the one to win round 8 on attack. Second floor gym goes to them. A lot of mistakes being made here from Team Fuzakin, especially the castle. Unfortunately, couldn't hear the walk from the Ace, and also no one was in towards the first floor bathroom where there was one. Unfortunately, with the smoke blocking the line of sight of the mirror, Ace got the opportunity to eliminate the castle and somehow dodges the bullets of the player trying to shoot towards logistics. Take out one on towards side of the bathroom and then get the kill. A very good place coming in from Cerberus and a huge misplay coming in from Fuzakin. To be honest, though, Fuzakin, we did get to see the same example from them in the previous match as well, on 8 January, where they go up against Exolic Esports on map Oregon. There was a lot of mistakes being made from Fuzakin from both the attack side as well as on the defense. So today, I see some major improvement from these teams, especially the way how they go for coordinated gunfires, how they go for those good amount of refrags. The only problem is when they go for that execution phase, that's where they have to work out a bit. Like talking about Exolic Esports way back, the main problem for Fuzakin was the 20-second remaining, the 20-second meta push that they're doing in attack. This time, I see some major improvements from them in attack, but in defense, maybe a bit of aggressive plays could work out. Yes, Dawzan with the early kill, taking out Khan Sahib, did work out well, but when it comes to the execution phase, they have to worry about it. So with it, round 9 will proceed. Action phase is in play, and let's see whether Team Fuzakin's second attempt on second floor gym works out for them.
Well, for the time being, Cerberus, they're going to see this and think, all right, we're going to do some things similar to the way they did in the last round. That 4-man push was very good, all things considered. Just getting that one kill, excuse me right there, one kill before pushing on towards site, equalizing the man count, made it all the better for them, given the way that Fuzakin sort of fell apart. They couldn't hold the pressure that was being thrown at them. Unfortunately, there seems to have been a little bit of an issue. An attempt to take out the new jammers on towards the construction single wall. Not sure if that went through. I don't think it did. Was going to put those Selmas out of commission for the time being. An attempt was made to try and breach from above, but it was... I don't think that worked. No, from the looks of it, there is no breach towards construction. So those Selmas are going to either have to be retrieved by Blue Bolt or something to that extent. Not sure what, but they need to get in there somehow. Construction is very much a vital place to play around with, especially when you're countering the CC cache hold. Speaking of the cache hold, we've got the Legion sitting there along with the Jaeger Flakes just outside, but no! Destroyer gets down from a breach charge from the sounds of it, and he is going to be put out of commission. The Jaeger needs to push up any second now as you have the Ash coming in, but Dozen's here for cover. He's going to find one. Can he find two? No, he can't. Destroyer will finally go down as Sidro takes that confirmation, a much needed one, but you still have the Jaeger flakes coming close, but Dozen's gonna find two! Amino and Sidro down, and Fuzakin are not that much closer to the match point. Shots fired, Dozen taking a bit of a beating from that bedroom window. The flakes coming in closer to them. No, he doesn't, not enough cover from the ace, and that is gonna put Blue Bolt as the last man standing in this situation. Not good for Team Cerberus, as Fuzakin are the ones very much in the driver's seat, and Flakes will be the one to finish off the final kill as well. Blue Bolt to fall, as Team Fuzakin will be the ones to continue this run, this train of domination that they have had so far in this match. 6-3 match point, and it's all or nothing for Team Cerberus, now or never. And we will find out exactly what they will do in against this basement church and arsenal defense that Fuzakin is bringing out. We're seeing the castle once again, this time with an Ella pick, potential 6 pick right there. But regardless, that SSG roam strat will be coming into play. And given how it went the last time, some tells me Fuzakin has a good chance of finishing this match.
Well, I do have to agree with you, Jack. The way how they hold on Basement Church was so good that Team Cerberus had no idea on how to counter it. They were the ones who actually did the SSD strat as well in the first half itself, but couldn't get the proper win out of that specific round. But for now, interesting enough, we do see I believe we did see that 6 pick where we do get to see Alibi being brought up with some with the help of the bailiff shotgun. She'll be able to make some lines of sight, and I believe she'll be holding in towards the Astro with a total of 2 impact nades in her possession. The only problem, she needs to deal with Hibana. The only thing that the Melusi can do, actually the Alibi can do, is to just waste a lot of time, because for the Hibana Hikaru pellets to be used, it requires at least a total of 3 to 4 seconds to detonate it. So maybe try to increase their time might lose a lot of time here for the attackers to make their play and eventually try to win the round by wasting a lot of time from the attackers. Interestingly enough, we do see Daozan making some vertical lines of sight in towards this talk, and we're right from holding in from catch too. But we see a lot of we don't see any changes though. We still see a lot of a total of 4 players still in towards the basement, still making some late round rotations, and now they will slowly be on their way towards the site. Yeah, currently Flakes is still in towards blue, Destroyer in basement hallway. Interestingly enough, we don't see any rotations being made towards basement church, in which Flakes will do exactly that. This is going to be a vault rotation, I believe, which would give good amount of angle right towards the church desk, and with it, attackers needs to win at least 3 more rounds to get back in the game. And looks like the basement church side for Team Fuzakin, whereas Daozan will immediately fall back towards basement church, knowing that the attackers have instantly gained control of the first floor bar. They will attackers have a good amount of time here to recollect, to go for the drone, give information, and then go towards the kill. Blue Bolt is almost on his way using the Excaros pellets. She'll be able to switch it to a total of 2 pellets and then go for the execute. Although she needs to worry about the C4s in which Brain Dead and Destroyer has, in which one of them gets impact tricked. Looks like 1 kill will come out, and it's going to be Daozan right from the main stairs, taking out Phantom Serb 5v4. And looks like the Hibana will have a lot of problems dealing with. This is the 3rd time she'll be able to use her Excaros pellets, which will succeed, opening up the kitchen hatch, but at what cost?
The cause being 2 impact grenades from the side of Incinerate, as those impact tricks have been baited out, but you still have goo mines to deal with as the main stairs push is coming in. Dozan's going to see that, not going to get the kill just yet, as Sidro, he's taking stock of the situation, deciding to go vertical. He's going to get anybody off of that, though, is the real question. Dozan hears that, sees the explosion, and he's going to fall back instead. Verticality being established by the side of Cerberus, once again only losing 1 man, and that is Phantom. The big difference is the drops are already being watched, and you have the Excuse me, there you have the proximity alarms going out as Flakes is going to find one. That's a big drop. That's concept taken care of, but a refract comes in, a much needed one, and that too from Blue Bolt. Tabana taking out Flakes. He's going to have to recover the diffuser nice and quickly. They have very little time, 15 seconds, and if they do not go for the plan, they cannot make this round their own. The Nomad pushes in, gets one, but gets refragged, and now it's a 3 versus 1 as the C4 kill was confirmed by Braindead, and it's all down to Amino caught on main stairs. No diffuser, no time. Doesn't get the head of the mute even. And with that,
Operators, you are out of time.
round 10 goes the way of Team Fuzakin. A very good round for them, as we will see in the instant replay, holding patiently with the alibi going on the roam right towards the end, getting a much needed kill, slowing down the attackers even further. And more than that, I believe we saw a kitchen hatch drop without the diffuser in hand. The diffuser, throughout all of that, was left towards the first floor bar where the thermite went down. 12 kills to Dozen, very good showing from him and the rest of Fuzakin, as they'll be the ones to win this match on a Clubhouse 7-3. A fantastic game for them. Not so much for Team Cerberus, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for the second of the 3 games that we have. But of course, we're not quite done with the match just yet. We'll be talking about this match in a little bit more detail in a little thing we like to call Relive the Moment, where we go over the biggest takeaways for the match for both sides, for both initial defenders or attackers, and we will see, where really both teams made a lot of mistakes. You had Team Cerberus going for unfortunate, single pushes or even double pushes in situations where they weren't covering each other's backs. They were a little bit too spaced out, a little bit too, fanned out, if you will, and really, that just kept happening over and over again. Their attempted SSG roam strat didn't really work their way either. They had to fall back far too early because of the way Fuzakin decided to push into second and first floor, dealing tons of damage to the side of the defenders, multiple defenders for that matter. However, it was really just Fuzakin outplaying the side of Cerberus. However, you had Cerberus sort of pulling things back around the 5th round, and I say that because we had the post plant once again, Fuzakin countering everything that Cerberus brought in, only losing one body and not really being affected too much. However, and going forward from that, you had multiple rounds where, simply put, the side of Cerberus sort of read into how Fuzakin was trying to play around with, giving them not a whole lot of room to work with, not a whole lot of kill potential, making sure that you force them into positions where they are otherwise compromised or will be with one simple push from a defender. Low risk, high reward. All they needed to do was play patiently. That they did. However, Team Fuzakin turned out to be just that little bit better in that regard, forcing out the defenders, flushing them out with utility, with drones, intel work, and definitely a marked improvement of Fuzakin from what we're seeing right now versus what we saw in their first few matches in the qualifier stages. It's a team that, should they make it to Division 3, we will certainly be keeping our eyes on. And unfortunately, Cerberus will have to simply try again in Season 5.
Yeah, well, it was a good attempt from Cerberus, but unfortunately they could not handle Fuzakin. And talking about Fuzakin, though, there's a huge improvement in the previous round itself. You see how well that they were coordinating on attack. You saw how good that they were performing on defense too. There were some mistakes that they need to worry about. That would be from this specific round, though, where the information from the defenders had no idea where Blue Bolt just waltzed in towards the side of second floor gym, eliminating 2 players, but unfortunately didn't get the third one, but they did go for that immediate refrag. So a lot of improvement from Team Fuzakin, but they will be able to head into the next round where they have to go up against a particular player in which we still don't have a particular idea on. Actually, yeah, it is going to be Team Area 69 going up against Team Fuzakin. A very interesting match that we'll be able to see hopefully in the streams on tomorrow. Talking about Team Area 69, they've been experienced. They've been in a lot of seasons too. They used to be on in season, I believe in Division 2 and 3, where they did perform well. Unfortunately, they could not had that performance up to no avail, being eliminated, and now that they're trying their luck in season 4, going up against Team Fuzakin will be a higher task for them. But all for now, a good attempt from Cerberus, and also a well played for Team Fuzakin. A very impressive match we did get to see. But and yeah, that concludes match 2. We still have match 3, which would be Spectre Gaming versus Team APX. The map will be on Villa again. Interestingly enough, we won't be able to see Oregon being played from today's stream. So it's going to be Villa and Clubhouse for today. So for now, we'll just gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back with the third match.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
Get you off my mind.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on. We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
Get you off my mind.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft. And here with your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Baba Gusta, and our admin, Eisen, as we are here for the final game of the penultimate day of Season 4 qualifiers for Division 3. I know I got those numbers mixed up a little bit here and there, but that is, of course, besides the point, as we will be moving into the map of Villa once again, refreshingly so, a double Villa day for the final game of the night. Team APX taking on Spectre Gaming on the map of Villa. It's going to be a fantastic game indeed, as we'll be joining our players in just a quick second in the ban phase. And it's going to be, like I said, very interesting game from both sides. Spectre Gaming trying to get back into the division stages after an unfortunate Season 3 set of losses saw them get relegated out of the entire division stages of the league. And now, now they are fighting to get back in, but they have to go over Team APX, and then tomorrow against the winner of the offline match from today as well. After all, 4 games are actually being run today, 2 of which have happened on stream, 1 off stream going on, and then you have this one, APX versus Spectre Gaming. Speaking of which, we're in the ban phase, and I completely forgot to announce the bans. The bans that we have in front of us for now: Thatcher, very standard; Blackbeard, interestingly enough, but more importantly, a Valkyrie ban for Intel against the Defenders, and then you have the Mira ban coming out from Spectre Gaming themselves. So, unfortunately for Spectre Gaming, they will not be allowed to play with any of the Navy SEALs operators, and they themselves have banned, right there, Thatcher and Mira. With all that out of the way, round 1 will be coming into play. Seems like Second Floor Aviator and Games Room will be the side of choice. Speaking of which, let's have a look at both the rosters that are here in the lobby for us today. From the side from the side of Team APX, we've got Pip for Kicks, Newbie, CK Drunk, DK, and Parzival. And from the side of Spectre Gaming, we've got Pazu, Aoreo, Delay, Noob, and Venatao. Second Floor Aviator Games Room, the side of choice. A couple of 6 picks to take into account. And with that, I've kept the man for the mic long enough. Baba, take it away.
Well, thank you for that, Jack. First round will commence, being the site on second floor AVG. Just like we know about Spectre Gaming, they unfortunately couldn't get the chance to get into Division 3. Hopefully they'll be able to get the chance this in Season 4. So now the site will be on Spectre Gaming, especially with some changes in the operators too. You have the Melusi, the Smoke, Vamai, and also the Legion with the Trap. We won't be able to see anything coming out of the ordinary except from APX, in which you do see Drunk playing as the Buck, maybe trying to get the control in towards on first floor library or in towards the living room to make that vertical line of sight to try to take out the player who is holding in towards on bar, actually from the games room bar, and on towards on AVG. So who knows, might be here, the Buck might be able to get those kills, but they have to worry about those roamers, in which I did see Noob going right towards the stairs itself, trying to find out an opportunity here. For now, the attackers will make their way in towards the second floor trophy / statuary room, whereas Spiff for Kicks will be waiting for the attackers to make their play, so they'll be able to move slowly towards the side. The droners will come in from the Ash to give some viable information, and whereas Buck will enter into that particular building where Ash is finished droning in, slowly make their way towards that particular site and try to eliminate them from below. Look at that, CK Drunk in towards the living room will be have to worry about some of the flanking opportunities from Spectre Gaming, but looks like they don't have to worry about one though. Newbie with the first kill taking out Delay in towards second floor statuary room, as DK is slowly making his way towards the main stairs. Will be able to take out those default cams. The SMOB shells will appear, and so does the impact nades. Unfortunately, it does not work. Both of those impact nades will not work out well, but Ioio will come in with that beautiful push with the MP5K, taking out DK, putting it in a 4v4 situation.
Attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Aereo finds another one, actually double for the man, as he is going ahead and ripping apart the side of the attack, and he gets a triple as CK Drunk took out Noob in the meanwhile. All of the roam game has been taken care of from the side of the defense, but you still have this Wamai doing tons of work, even having some fun while he's at it. Spectre Gaming certainly a little bit more comfortable than the round situation currently might lead you to believe. 3 versus 2. They have the man count lead, plenty of time to work with as gas canisters from the smoke will go out, but you have the Zofia bringing out her impacts to take out some banshees. One more right there, taking out those banshees will be very much important, but they know that area is out here. An unfortunate peek from the Omai is going to give away his life to the Zofia as well. Parzival doing good to take care of what was otherwise a big nuisance for the side of the attack, but Newbie gets down by Venetaus, and the kill is confirmed as Pazzi takes that one, and now it's all down to Parzival, the last man standing. Shots are being fired towards him. The shotgun comes out. Venetaus, he's going to hear the Zofia close by, who will decide to, well, that's a little unfortunate. Not sure what Venetaus was trying to do. Probably throw a concussive towards the side of landing. Regardless, Venetaus came out, and the shotgun did the rest. The first round going the way of Spectre Gaming. All things considered, a little bit closer than SG probably wanted it to be. But the good first round is a good first round nonetheless, as we'll be heading into a trophy and statutory room from the side of Spectre Gaming. As yeah, it was an interesting round, but APX unfortunately did a little, attempted a little bit too hard towards that study room side, given that the Wamai was not dislodged, not even, contested. There was 1-to-1 back to back, and it really just did not work at all for the side of the attack. Aereo had absolutely no trouble dispatching the attackers, and even when he did go down, the round was already very
Attackers need to locate
steeply
and defuse as many
aligned
bombs as they
towards the
can.
side of Spectre Gaming. With all that being said, it's only been the first round. Of course, APX can make plays from here to rectify this situation, and they will certainly be trying to do that here in the second round.
Well, second round, Spectre Gaming winning their first round of defense, and a very viable one too. With the second round being on second floor trophy, we did get to see that 6 pick from Noob, switching from the Vigil to the Ella. Interesting pick there. I believe he has the F412,
10 seconds left before
the F412 shotgun, and so does the secondary pistol too.
5
Oh,
seconds
maybe she has the Scorpion Evo too. Who knows? Maybe the Scorpion Evo might
Attackers
work out
must
well
locate and
for
defuse a bomb.
the Ella. But for now, let's just see what's going to happen here as we proceed to the action phase. The attackers making their way in towards Fountain, in which CK Drunk did get to see him play as the Buck, and now he'll be playing as the Jackal to track the footprints, find the roamers, and eliminate them as soon as possible. He only has 3 pings. It depends upon what kind of color the footprint scanner is. If it is red, then that means it's going to be 3, 2, and 1, I believe, according to it. So with it, the attackers will now proceed to push in towards on study room, whereas CK Drunk will make his way towards the memorial with his the Inox scanner. With it, the droneworks will also come in, spotting exactly where Jaeger's location is. Interestingly enough, we do see the Zofia's impact needs being used to give them the access towards games. A pre-fire will come in from delay, but will give away his positioning, which would force the attackers to push in towards zone 90, add some claymores, and with it, the first kill will come in from CK Drunk towards the red stairs. Taking out delay, Newbie slowly makes his way towards the landing, needs to be careful on the player towards the statuary room, but will decide to push in on trophy. Looks like CK Drunk will be able to get one more kill, and a good
bomb located.
flick there from the Ash, taking out one, but an instant refag will come in, putting it into a 4v1 situation. It all goes down to Pazu, and I believe Pazu gets caught out from the Jackal scams. The pre-fire will come in, getting one. Can he get a second? No, it does not. It all goes down to APX, winning round 2 on attack, just by finding the footprints. Just by finding the footprints from the Jackal, he did get the perfect information, and with it, the round as well. 1-1 will be the score line, and also as we do take a look at it in the instant replay, we will proceed to round 3. Second floor trophy room and statuary room will be the site for them yet again. And let's see where let's see where the defenders would win it out or for the attackers. Interesting though, we do see a Kali being brought up here on the side of Team APX. That would be Pip for kicks, unless and until it would be a six pick into a different operator. Looks like it does not. So, which means Kali's main focus is to take out the bandit charge in towards never mind, it is a six pick where he shifted from the Kali to the ace. So I was about to talk about how Kali would be useful on a site like second floor
Attackers
trophy
need to
room and
locate
sanctuary
and
room.
defuse as many bombs
Unfortunately,
as they
he
can.
just six pick out to a hard breacher instead because the attackers doesn't have a hard breacher. Without the hard breacher, what's the use of Kali? Am I right, Jack?
I mean, that is certainly for sure, given that the Lance gadget is not exactly, all too useful outside of destroying utility, but, given the fact that it can still destroy a ton of other utility that doesn't necessarily require a hard breacher to be behind, following up with that use of utility, it's a good gadget, all things considered, for attackers to have in terms of site emphasis
seconds to
in
insertion.
general. But I can understand the requirement for a hard breacher. This is Villa after all, and if you don't open up certain lines of sight, especially when pushing trophy statutory, you're gonna have a little bit of a problem in terms of getting pushed into choke points. That is certainly what the side of Spectre Gaming would like to have, but APX will decide to bring in the ace, making sure that at the very least they can have some longer sight lines to play with, so that the all of the zoom optics on the attacker guns can be used to their fullest potential. All things considered, Team APX right now, after having taken that first round, didn't exactly do too well. Spectre Gaming, after having taken the first round itself, didn't exactly do too well on the trophy hold. Kind of whiffing a few too many shots. Their gunfight selection was also a little odd compared to what they did on that AVG hold. And hopefully they'll be able to improve on that in this round. Like I've said many times before, it's only the very first few rounds right now, round 3 itself. So plenty of time for both sides to warm up, get a feel for what each other plays like, and change things up accordingly. You've got Newbie on the red carpet stairs right now, Claymore to cover his back, but he doesn't quite trust it in case of a longer angle being played from the red carpet hallway from below. You've got Parzival pushing in slowly. Not going to find anybody just yet, but there was some pre-fires coming out from that Fox entry door just a second ago. All the defenders, from the looks of it, are in fact inside of sight, and Newbie's actually going to find one. Venetaus actually is going to find Newbie. And that's a big drop. That is your Ash taken care of from the smoke inside of Astronomy. And Newbie going down more than that is going to make the push, the emphasis into sight that much harder for the side of APX. You've got some denial coming in terms of the utility. You can have hard reach happen from the side of Pistol Kicks, excuse me. You hear the some reaches coming off, but you have Pazu still holding with his impacts in hand. The delay has to be careful right now. The Nomad's going to push in. Will he find one? Yes, he will, but DK gets taken out. In the meanwhile, 3 versus 4, as Pazu takes a ton of damage as well, trying to push in as the summer breaches will come in. 3 versus 3, the Jaeger goes down. Man count equalized as Delay's trying to play a long angle, but the ace will go down, try to go for the upside down rappel on Bedroom as CK Drunk finds one more. Ventas goes down to 2 versus 2, but Diffuser is outside of the building, and the defenders are holding in accordance to the situation at hand. Aoreo and Delay versus CK Drunk and Parzival, last 4 on the map, and the Diffuser, unfortunately, is not in the hands of the attacker. Parzival will go down, leaving CK Drunk the last man standing. The Jackal scan did come in onto Delay, who has fallen back through the bathroom, through the Astronomy, through the first floor, leaving CK Drunk to contact the Melusi, confront the Melusi, excuse me, and Aoreo will take him down. Unfortunate for the Jackal, but it didn't work out. It came down to the final 2v2. However, at the end of it all, Spectre Gaming were the ones to outplay this side of APX. As we'll see in the instant replay, it kind of all came down to the diffuser drop outside of the building on that bedroom balcony area. Had that not happened, had Pip for Cake survived out there with the diffuser in hand, even if he had gotten the kill onto, Aoreo or Delay, he might have been able to make the push happen. The plant might have gone off. It could have been a very different run for the side of APX. However, that one mistake alone led to their downfall in that round. And we're headed back to Aviator Games Room in this 2-1 scoreline in round 4.
Well, round four with Spectre Gaming in the lead 2
Attackers need
to
to locate and
1,
defuse the
where
bomb.
APX had a lot of problems dealing with, especially the Aorio. So it's a little difficult to pronounce the name, but I'll try my best to pronounce it as soon as possible. So talking about it, a very good place from the Melusi. Getting those 3 kills was very important
Attackers
to
have located a
fend off
bomb.
the attacks from APX, which led to the Jackal being have to contest in a 1v2 situation. Keep that in mind, Jackal is so powerful. Just by finding the footprints is more than enough to get information. That's how powerful Jackal is. Not being banned, which means the attackers will be able to pick up that specific operators. Although you do have the Dukepi with the calls, you have Lion with the scanners, but still, what would be much more effective than giving a live ping from where exactly the defender's location
Attackers
would
have
be? But
dropped
for
the
now, let's
bomb.
just head on in towards the action
Attackers
phase
will
as
cover their
Venataus is
diffuser.
making some holes right from above the reinforcements to prep up for that impact nades, in which the defenders, I believe, have a total of 4. Aureo with the Bomai and Pazu with the Legion. A total of 4 impact nades is more than enough to try to trick out the walls towards study room and would force the attackers to lose a lot of utility. But I guess they're not going for that balcony push, but instead they've made a decision to push towards the astronomy slash trophy statuary room and then slowly make their way towards 90, hopefully open up the wall on towards vault and then make their way towards the site. Dronauts will come in from the ace, in which they won't be able to detect where exactly Gilly's location is. So currently his location is concealed, but at what cost? We're able to find out when the ace
The
decides
attacker's
to
bomb
push
diffuser
in.
has been
Well, there
dropped.
you go. Delay with the first kill, taking out Pip for kicks, putting it in a 4v5, whereas Delay has somehow failed to take out the study room breach, which had just happened when Ace decides to throw his Selma breach charges. With it, they did succeed opening the walls on study, which would force CK Drunk to push in towards balcony, but needs to worry about it. But that kill, though, will be able to equalize the round, putting it to 4-4, and an accidental fat finger will come in from the Jackal to claim the life, putting it to 2-4. Now, Spectre Gaming will be the one who has the highest man count, 2-4, whereas Pazu will get yet another one, taking out Newbie, as it all goes down to DK to find 4 players of Team Spectre Gaming, and unfortunately, he won't be able to find anyone just yet. Pazu with the final kill will be able to give the win for Team Spectre Gaming, the win on round 4, second floor aviator slash games room, putting it on a score count of 3-1 as we proceed to round 5. What a good round that we did get to witness here, and also what a way to get that hold.
Oh, most certainly. From what we're seeing from Spectre Gaming, they certainly have a good chance of winning this match, ladies and gentlemen. But if you're a little confused as to why we are here with our faces once again, the admins seem to be catching on to a little bit of a thing happening in the background. We're not entirely sure just yet, but we will be following up with the admins and letting all of our viewers know of the decision, whatever decision is reached from the problems that are happening. We've used the pause timer for the time being, and even the players themselves are a little confused. It kind of came out of nowhere, but at the end of the day, the admin's work requires a little bit of leeway in this situation. We do apologize for the action being paused, as I'm pretty sure a lot of our viewers were waiting for this match as well. APX fans, SG fans, everybody was waiting for this match. Certainly we were, as well as seeing Spectre Gaming continue their path to power to return to the Division 3 stages was certainly an intriguing story, to say the least, similar to, say, Team Heat, who played their offline matches today. And then, of course, excuse me, right there. And then, of course, you had the other teams playing their matches earlier today. For instance, Fuzakin winning their match 7-3 against Team Cerberus. And then, of course, you had Team Area 69 winning against Grid Gaming as well. Area 69, another face that is returning in terms of teams who have played in divisions before, and along with Spectre Gaming and Team Heat, that's 3 teams that are looking to make a comeback. Can all 3 make it, or will only 2? We'll find out tomorrow, of course, with 2 decider matches and then a sort of lower brackets final. Excuse me, right there. As in, there'll be 2 matches at first. It'll be what seems to be a standard semifinal esque route, where 2 teams go up. And then the losers from both of those matches go and play against each other for that third spot to get into Division 3. That way, we'll have our three teams, and there is a very good chance of those three teams being returning faces of sorts in this situation. And of course, we'll only find out what happens once the action resumes, or whatever other news the admins would like us to reiterate towards all of our viewers at home. Like I said, we're sort of in the dark in this situation. The admins just sort of requested the host, who in turn told us that the match is being paused due to admin request. Something's going on in the back end, but apparently, excuse me, right now. Apparently, we are going to be starting back up in just a quick moment, and we will be going into the match in just a quick second. The pause timer will be unpaused, and this little break from the action, this little odd break that sort of came out of nowhere, is at its end. Let us join the players back once again, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll be moving into this fifth round. 3-1 is the scoreline. DK taking a sixth pick out of the Nomad into the Fuse, and Dining in Kitchen being the side of choice.
I mean, to be honest, though, going for that sixth pick from the Nomad in towards the Fuse, I totally agree on that. Why? Because Fuse being very
Defenders,
powerful when
protect
it
your
comes to
bombs from
taking
being
out
defused by
any
attackers.
utility slash players in towards dining room and kitchen, knowing that the site from the particular place that Spectre Gaming has decided to pick is very small, so it has a higher chances for those Fuse cluster charges to remove a particular player or any utilities being displaced. So the only reason that Spectre Gaming that can do right now is try to hold the site of Trophy or on towards Astronomy. That's all they need to do. Hold towards Astronomy and Trophy Room. Going way much more aggressive towards on a Master Bedroom or Closet would be much more of a risk for defenders, because there is a higher chances where the attackers might go for a full-on frontal assault and try to pick them
Attackers are
out
moving
as soon
out
as
to
possible.
locate a
Although
bomb and
yes, there
defuse it.
might be some for some refrags from the teams, putting it at least in a 4v5 or a 3v5, but still it is a risk worth taking, because taking out one of the operators which has the higher chances of eliminating the entire thing, that would be the, the vertical line of sight from Buck or the cluster charges from Fuse, is very vital. Whether the action phase will proceed, Noob, interestingly enough, will have the M5 shotgun, and whether the attackers will slowly make their way in towards the statuary. Interestingly enough, Fuse will spawn in towards the main entrance, not at towards the fountain, which means that you might be able to go for a repel in towards the astronomy window to try to take out a particular player holding in towards the astronomy window or at the second floor statuary room. Looks like DK will not waste his time, and he will make his way towards the second floor trophy, where that the Gemini replicator will give much more viable information towards the second floor master bedroom, and with it the tension arises from Spectre Gaming. The attackers have already made their way in towards the closet room, and so does the cluster charges, with a total of breach charges into the mix to work it out, to force the defenders out in their specific position. And there you go, Pulse and the Mute starts to run helter skelter. Looks like Pulse is going to be dealt with a huge major damage here. Not that much, it's just a chunk of HP being depleted, a total of 25 HP, but still the man count hasn't taken out just yet. The second cluster charges will come into effect, in which one unfortunately gets caught in the blast. That would be Pazu, and whether the attackers now have the control.
That is most certainly one way to go about getting the first kill, but Parzival's going to take a ton of damage in the meanwhile, trying to fight Venetaus. He will get that kill onto the Jaeger. Another very important drop as Aoreo, not sure where he was headed, but he's going to get a kill instead as Parzival gets one. His double, that is, onto Noob. Can he get a triple? No, he can't. Aoreo will shut him down. 3 versus 2. Much needed kill right there. Aoreo performing once again. Delay has come back into sight. Much needed support for Aoreo, currently doing all the work. He's going to hear the push in from the box. Get the kill. That's the diffuser drop again. And C4 from Delay. It's now a 1 versus 2. All down to DK, the Fuse, the last man standing. He was the one to start things off with a beautiful cluster charge kill. And now coming in through the pantry entry door, he's the last man remaining. Can he get the bandit? No, he can't. Doesn't have a line of sight on him just yet. Slowly approaching. Walking. He is very much silent right now. He's going to find one, and that's the bandit taken care of. Not quite. The down is in, but can he get delay is the real question. Delay's got a kind of a line of sight working in his favor. He sees the bullet tracers and the smoke and whatnot from the muzzle of the AK. Nearly gets taken out. Nearly finds the fuse as well. Who's going to pick around the bomb? And that could have gone very south very quickly for the side of delay right there, and for the side of Spectre Gaming, as the bandit going down was still, that's still all right. Didn't know that the fuse was coming in. No intel from that region of sight. But delay taking the gunfight, that was very much ill-advised against a nearly full health fuse and an AK in his hand. He could have gone down very unfortunately had he not managed to stabilize the situation right towards the end, as a beautiful, I believe that is what, a 2v4 clutch for the side of Spectre Gaming as well came off for them. Much needed. I'll just say that much, as it is 4-1 in their favor, going to second for trophy statutory into what is now the sixth round. APX very much down, very much down for the count, but they can still rise back up. All they need to do is make sure that once they make the site push, or whenever they're heavily pushing into a room or they're watching their backs, they have the intel in place. Setting up properly is what goes miles in making your execution work. Unfortunately, APX's setups have been a little bit lackluster, for lack of a better term, and Spectre Gaming has been able to take full advantage of that. We're going to find out how this site fares for the side of Spectre going into the sixth round, as it is the last round before roll swap. Meaning APX, if they do not win this, going into defense, they'll be 1-5 down, and Spectre Gaming will have all the advantage in the world.
Well, that advantage is already in for Spectre Gaming, winning 4 rounds on defense. Winning one more round would give them the higher chances of winning it out in the second half itself. But for now, they need to focus on this specific round. Delay slowly making his way towards the art studio. Needs to be careful of the window in which the attackers are technically in towards the balcony of study room. The Sophia making her way towards the study as well. And with it, delay is just patiently waiting for that information to come in via the default cams. Now, technically, some of the default cams will be removed, which would give the defender some kind of an information to know what kind of plays that they're going through. The Gemini replicator will be able to detect where exactly the Legion's crew mine is, will be able to remove it, and so does the Gemini replicator will be taken out from Legion's D5 SMG. The push comes in, delay will gladly get that kill taken out. DK the Ash was unaware of one of the players' positioning, gets caught out immediately, putting it in a very disadvantageous situation. The C4 comes in, and so does the bandit, going down from CK drunk, putting it in a 4v4 situation. Unfortunately for Spectre Gaming, again, they are in in an okay-ish position, as I would like to call it, because they did get one kill eliminating DK, but an immediate fragment came in towards the second floor master bedroom. Delay sees one, doesn't get the shot just yet. It could be Newbie taking out Venataus. Delay needs to be careful because he doesn't have a C4 in hand, but that SMG-11 from Noob will be able to get the kill of Parzival. Newbie slowly making his way towards the landing zone. Needs to be careful of the Melusi's Banshee deterrent, which would give away his position and also slows his movement speed. With the diffuser being dropped in second floor master bedroom, the attackers will slowly make their way in towards the side in which CK Trunk will be able to get one. Needs to be careful on the astronomy, in which the Iana gets one more double kill to him. The SMG-11 claims one more life, putting it in a 2v1, but here comes Piff for kicks, the ace, putting it in a post-plan situation of a 1v2. Noob needs to find two more. He doesn't have any shotguns in which he'll be able to get one more triple kill from Noob. Just needs to find one last, in which he is currently right outside the roof. He's actually going for the counter defuse. Before he hears it, goes for that pre-fire, but that SMG-11, oh, so close yet so far for Noob. Almost gets the opportunity to even eliminate the ace, but unfortunately, with that re-peak, could not happen that much. Whereas the ace with the AK-12 decides to spray the entire magazine to hopefully get that kill, in which he evidently did. A good job for Team APX to put it in a 2-4 scoreline in attack. And with it, round 7 will proceed with the role swap where APX will be the one on defense. An interesting picks on operator. We see CK Drunk with the castle, and so does Delay with the Twitch. So 6 pick will come in from Pip for Kick, switching from the Bandit to the Mute.
Interesting little sixth pick right there, going out of the bandit into the mute, but that is, I believe, primarily for the shotgun SMG
Defenders,
that maybe
protect your
Pip for
bombs
Kicks
from being
feels
defused
a
by
little bit
attackers.
more comfortable playing in this situation. Also, they need somebody to make rotates other than the castle. As a CK Drunk with the Super Shorty, of course, he only has 3 rounds to work with at any given point within the shotgun itself. 3 shells to work with before he has to go for a full reload. So you want another shotgun to make sure those rotates come out as quickly as possible.
Bomb
Speaking
located
of
by
which,
attackers.
APX now on the defense, they managed to take that last round primarily down to a good early push on towards
10 seconds to
landing
go.
and on towards the bedroom side. It was all things considered, Spectre
seconds
Gaming seemed
left.
to be a little bit going a little bit too far with how they wanted to peak, how
Attackers'
aggressive
objective
they
is to
wanted to
defuse the
play.
bomb.
And their gunfight selection certainly was not stellar, to say the least. It all came down to the smoke at the end. Unfortunately, couldn't quite manage to make the final play for his team. Just like Bob pointed out, the AK-12 has a significantly larger magazine size than the SMG-11. Unfortunately, Spectre Gaming learned that the hard way in the previous round. For the time being, of course, we're going to be moving into action phase for round 7, the round post roll swap, and immediately we're seeing a very large horizontal roam pressure being applied by APX. You have you have rotations, castle barricades, Wamai magnets, and all the like towards the side of the northern end of the map, as the Ash will breach one little castle barricade, take out the one on Fox window, and the attackers are slowly starting to get a little handle of the kind of defense that the side of Spectre have, APX have set up. Speaking of which, Fantastic is going to start things off, taking a kill and a much needed one that is partial of the board, but you have another one instantly switching in to the deployable shield, only for that deployable shield to get blown up. The Goyo shield, that is. Excuse me right there, forcing CK Drunk back at least just a tiny bit. Venetaus wants to vault through that opening, but unfortunately that rotate hole I don't think is meant to be vaultable, which will mean he'll have to go another way or find a way to open that out just a little bit further so that he can go through. Minute 20 on the clock. Spectre Gaming, first kill, and a much needed first kill will convert into a second one. Delay finds Newbie, and that's going to open up a whole range of possibilities for getting into sight.
Well, with the mute jammer jamming the shock drones, they will now try to make amends to push in
bomb has been
towards
located.
AVG. But taking care of the wall could be their main priority, because that mute jammer will try to make sure, talking about it, will be the Ash using the hard breach capabilities to take out the mute jammers, which would force the Ace to push in, open up the wall, and then go for the push. And in order to do that, they shouldn't waste a lot of time here. There you go. The Ace Marcellus will push in, and so does the aggressive peek from Pip for Kicks, in which it will fail. Putting in a 2v5, Aureo decides to push in towards the side, give them the confirmation saying that it is clear for the plant, which leads to DK and CK Drunk, who is making his way towards 90, and DK still in towards Study in a post-plant situation here. 40 seconds to make their play, in which Venetaus gets one and Noob gets the other, taking out CK Drunk, as Spectre Gaming will get a flawless round, winning round 7 of second floor aviator / games room, and again they will be in a 5-2 lead. Talking about a very good lead coming in from then, winning a very flawless round in the attack itself. Now we will see whether APX will go for the actually APX is going to go for the same side yet again, second floor AVG with the same operators, and just hoping that they'll be able to add much more effort in holding towards second floor trophy, because that's technically the main place where Spectre Gaming got a hold of that specific side twice. Actually, not twice. It was just once. They did get an immediate kill and just entered into a second floor trophy in the statuary room. Like, at first they didn't waste a lot of time to get control, and then they just slowly make their way towards the
Attackers need
site
to
and got
locate
the
and
win. A
defuse
very
as many bombs as they
methodical play coming in from Spectre Gaming, and with it round 8 will commence with the same side. Second floor AVG will be the side.
AVG being the site of choice from the side of APX is certainly an interesting decision given the way that Spectre Gaming completely tore through their defenses in the previous round. And I say that, not as, any sort of, not with any sort of levity, excuse me, right there. And I say it like that because Spectre Gaming really just tore through them. APX
10
did not
seconds left
perform all
before
too well
insertion.
in the previous round. They seemed to be running around all over the place
5
as if they
seconds
were
to go.
unsure what to do, where to go, what to peek, and
Attackers
overall their
must locate
coordination
and
was
defuse the
very
bomb.
much all over the
Attackers
place.
bomb
Now,
diffuser has been
some
dropped.
could chalk that up to it being the first defender round. They probably were just trying to
Attackers have
figure out
recovered their
how to
diffuser.
go about the attack of Spectre Gaming, but really APX at the end just did not have what it takes in that previous round to hold the horizontal pressure that they are setting themselves up for. They know that these
Attackers
castle
dropped the
barricades will
diffuser.
be broken open. They
Attackers
know that the
recovered the
Vulcan shields
diffuser.
will be taken care of, and they have to play according to that. They have to adapt to whatever changes to the existing utility is being made. And on the other side, Spectre Gaming, droning has been one of their strong suits to a degree in this match. I do agree that there have been instances where Spectre Gaming have had issues with intel gathering, but overall their intel game has been fairly strong. With that said, I feel like APX could bring in, maybe even a Mozzie, I'd say. But then again, given the way that they're making this defensive hold, the kind of operators it needs, can't really slide in someone like Mozzie to replace, say, Castle, because then you lose the barricades. You can't take out the Omai because you lose another piece of important utility. Speaking of which, two operators will actually go down, Delay and Noob, from the Wamai and the Mute, the two that I was speaking of. But Parzival getting a bit too ahead of himself is going to get taken down because there was a drone right in front of the Vulcan shield, and Diana at the end waiting for the kill. CK Drunk blowing up the Vulcan shield and falling back, giving himself a little bit of time by delaying the attackers thanks to the fire that was used. The Vulcan shields, of course, bringing that little bit of extra help. But you have Pazu now trying to push up, but there's somebody at Fox window. He knows that, and that'll be the move to go down. Unfortunate. DK went for an early pre-fire, but he got taken down accordingly. I see Drunk gets another one. It's a double kill for him. He's pushed back from the looks of it into sight, and now it's a 2v3. Spectre Gaming very much on the back foot. CK Drunk fallen back to side. Pazu is low on HP, and you only have 55 seconds remaining.
Time is what it needs for APX to waste, in which Spectre Gaming needs to make their move. The default cams hasn't been removed in towards 90, where they'll be able to detect puzzles. They'll be able to take out one default cam, but there's yet another cam, which is called as the Bulletproof, will get taken down right towards the drone hole, where CK Drunk gets one. But the vault from the Ace Summer Breach charges would not happen because there is a mute jammer, and then he gets immediately taken out from the UMP itself. APK will try to make a statement, winning round 8. Second floor AVG, as we proceed to the next round, round 9, where the score count will be 5-2, actually 5-3. With it, round 9, they've been left with the decision to either pick second floor trophy or on first floor dining / kitchen. Now, talking about those two sites, the first floor dining / kitchen would be a bit difficult for both these teams, because just like it did get to witness the round 5 first floor kitchen / dining hold, where Spectre Gaming did not expect a fuse cluster charge coming in, not only getting kills, making a huge vertical line of sight, getting a numerous amount of kills, but in the end it was just that 1v1 gunfight where Melusi won, with it getting that high win, 5-3. This time in round 9, I
Defenders,
believe
protect your
Spectre
bombs
Gaming
from
has
being
just made a
defused by
decision to just
attackers.
go for second floor trophy / statuary for now. Actually, it's APX who made a decision to hold on second floor statuary room. But yeah, talking about it, the defenders will make their way with a total of 2 bulletproof camps being placed here from CK Drunk and DK. Very interesting, because most of the time, even if I do check out the ban phase here, they did eliminate Valkyrie, which would give the other operators like the Maestro or the other Intel Ops on defense to work it out. But also, a
10 seconds
default
to go.
camps is a very interesting way to have information towards the site. Maybe one bulletproof cam towards the astronomy, where you can be able to watch towards the trophy room as well as the night hallway, and so does the other bulletproof cam, which will be placed towards the statuary room to watch the default plant in that specific spot itself. With that, the action phase will proceed. We did get to see the meta hold in second pro trophy / waiting room, and let's see how well it's going to work out for Team APX.
It's going to be fairly interesting, all things considered, because we are seeing once again the use of those castle barricades, the Vulcan shields, the mood jammers, everything from the side of Team APX. Horizontal pressure seems to be the game that they want to play, but you know, something tells me that they will be very careful, have to be very careful of not leaving sight unguarded. Casting our sights back to the first match of the night, which was Team Area 69 versus Grid Gaming. Something that Grid Gaming kept on doing, and I'm not sure as to why, was going for large horizontally inclined defenses, trying to read Area 69's attack and leaving sight entirely unguarded. That was where they kept getting taken out, and for whatever reason they didn't realize that until right towards the end, but by then it was too little too late. I'm fairly certain that APX was watching that match, at least maybe one or two of their players were, because we're seeing similar very wide horizontal holes, but not without leaving sight unguarded. Unfortunately, taking gunfights like that will not work, as two bodies have been dropped already. You have Noob taking one alongside Venetaus, and those two are CK Drunk and DK, the two that have been causing the most trouble for Spectre Gaming in these defensive rounds for APX. With them down, Spectre Gaming has a very good lead, all things considered, as tons of damage is being done. But no, the defenders will actually strike back as Pip and Newbie take a couple. Actually, the one with Pip is a trade with Pazu, which leaves the side of Spectre Gaming in a 3 versus 2. Definitely not as big of a lead as they had just a second ago, but with delay already inside his side. The pinks come out, but he will lose that gunfight to the Vector as the Goyer comes in, takes a kill, but there's a retaliation from Venetaus, making it a 1v2, and now it is no defenders left standing. As we'll see in the instant replay, Noob, after firing off one impact just to make sure that there was nobody there, turns out there was somebody there, and that defender went down very quickly indeed, as Spectre Gaming will take on the mantle of match point and put themselves in a position of power in this match, as we're going to be heading back to Trophy and Statue Room once again from APX. Interestingly enough, now that we're going into round 10, a little bit of an observation is that the first defensive round, which was lost by APX, was on AVG. They went back to AVG, won it fairly comfortably. This time, they've lost one on Trophy Statutory. They're going back to Trophy Statutory. I think everybody can see the kind of angle I'm trying to twist over here, which is that there's a good chance APX could fight back and win this round. If they are able to, then boy, we're in for a good game. However, that 6 pick into Ying from Noob that I'm seeing right there kind of makes me think that Spectre Gaming wants to be over and done with this match.
Well, I do have to. We do have to look into it. We do have to look into it, Jack. Because talking about how APX has been defending right about now, they started to lose a lot of players right from the previous round itself. Yeah, eliminating 2 of the players. I believe that was CK Drunk and DK, who's just got early picked out in the early round itself. It was a very difficult for Team APX to even cope up with how well Spectre Gaming was pushing in towards the second master bedroom and so towards the red stairs. Also, Parzival did try to try to get 2 or some of the kills, but unfortunately couldn't get much good information on where exactly their positioning were and whether Spectre Gaming is on match point. And just we do see some reinforcement being placed towards the study room where Parzival has been doing it right about now, and also CK Drunk still with the castle. Be able to place some of the outer panels maybe into a sanctuary room or into towards the double doors of Trophy. Already one of the breaching charges would be used to take out one of the armor panels that would be towards the window of Trophy entrance, whereas the castle is holding an angle just for now. Noob he's just going for a normal drone works, but when he finishes that drone, it will arrive with a total of 2 smoke grenades and 3 Candelas blinding castle. Will it happen, or will some of them get scored out from the Jaeger's ADSs? Just have to wait it out when the attackers finish droning out the specific site. Now, possible. He will be in towards the landing zone. So does the Jaeger, who is still holding on towards the red stairs with some good utilities, the barbed wires and the ADS to prevent any of the utilities flying by and possible. It again holding an angle from the windows. A lot of waiting time coming in from Spectre Gaming. This is taking a lot of time to analyze and think about what they can go for it. A Selma Breach charges will get blocked from the a particular gadget. I mean, he did use it on Saturated Room, in which it gets the impact tricked right towards the trophy room as we reach the 1 minute 30-second mark.
Well, given everything we're seeing so far, at least APX has not gone for an ill-advised gunfight and lost a body. I can't say the same for DK, given the way that he has approached into the bathtub of the master bathroom up above on second floor. At least it's protecting him from any kind of verticality from the side of the attackers. Regardless of that, he's playing a good position, all things considered. CK Drunk will take a ton of damage from that pre-fire from the Nomad, but here we have the Candelas coming in. That's going to do a lot of work as Passive finds one, and Noob comes in to find one, find two. It's all coming in right here, right now, as APX has lost 3 bodies. Make that 4. It's a triple for Noob, and Vinitaus comes in to find the last one. What a way to wrap up the game, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely steamrolling the side of APX. It is Spectre Gaming with that triple kill push from the Ying herself, Noob, getting those kills and wrapping up the game alongside his team. As we've got some good lucks and some pleasantries being exchanged in the alt chat, but that just marks the fact that the streams of the night are at an end, ladies and gentlemen. The stream matches, that is, as on Villa, Spectre Gaming are your winners over Team APX 7-3, continuing the common theme of the night, which is fairly one-sided matches. Now, of course, we're not quite done with the match that we just had. We'll be going into Relive the Moment to talk about the best moments of the match that we just had, talk about and analyze the plays that were made by both sides, and how they can improve, what they need to change, and here and there. Although for the most part it will come down to how Spectre Gaming sort of outplayed and took advantage of the many mistakes that were being made by the side, excuse me, right there once again, by the side of APX. We'll actually be talking about that right now, as Real the Moment is ready to go live on your screens, and it will be, as I believe in this case, nobody other than our own Babagusta is more suited to talk about the match that we just had. Baba, interesting game at the end of the day, even though it was a 7-3, wasn't it?
I mean, interesting play and also some interesting bans from APX, removing the Navy SEALs operator Blackbeard and Valkyrie. They've made a decision to go for bringing in the Jackal. The Jackal did work out well for APX to give viable information and remove them from time to time. The only problem was that they always lose a lot of gunfights, even with losing, with not being able to have any particular how can I say this? They always lose players in the early round itself, and in the mid game where they go for that execute, not having much enough of players, not being able to remove the roamers from Spectre Gaming, they started to just keep winning rounds over and over again. There were some times where Jackal did make one of those historical plays. That was in round 2, second floor trophy and statuary room, which it did work out well. And then there's the only 2 rounds that I did get to see APX winning it out on attack. Second floor trophy and statuary room was the only side that they've won twice in attack. And talking about defense, again, it was second floor AVG. It was on second floor AVG where APX had no problem dealing with Spectre's style of attack. So, talking about both defense as well as on attack, we did get to see some major mistakes in towards on first floor kitchen and dining, where we did get to witness the Melusi going for a gunfight in a 1v1, knowing that he has the time against him. It was just 5 seconds. He would have just went back and waited for the attackers to go for the plant, but instead he decided to hold in towards the first floor dining. Almost could have would have gotten on the side of APX, but unfortunately it could not. And with the Spectre Gaming, we did get to witness the final last round of second floor trophy. The smoke grenades followed up with Candelas, where Luke gets a total of 4 kills with the Ying, and whether the entire team starts to cripple down, whereas APX unfortunately gets eliminated out of the tournament. A very good attempt from APX, and also what a fantastic performance being delivered here from Spectre Gaming. An absolute dominating performance in this qualifiers phase, and congratulations to them. They will be promoted. That actually they will be heading on to the next round. So yeah. That actually concludes Relive the Moment here. But yeah, what a match that you get to witness here, Jack. A total of 3 matches here. Team Area 69 versus Grid Gaming 7-2 on map Villa. Team Fuzakin versus Cerberus 7-3 in map Clubhouse, and in the end, it was APX versus Spectre Gaming 3-7. What a way to end off the stream, Villa and Clubhouse, and also a very good match here. Don't you agree, Jack?
Most certainly. I absolutely agree with that sentiment, Baba. And I have to say, all things considered, the 4 teams that will be going ahead to tomorrow's final round of division play, those being Spectre Gaming, Team Fuzakin, a Team Area 69, and if I'm not mistaken, Team Heat as well, will be facing off against each other. 2 will go ahead initially, and then the third one will be decided in a lower bracket final sort of match. That will be the third and final match for the qualifiers of season 4. So with that, we are done with today's matches, and we will see all of you tomorrow for the finale day of the qualifiers before we head into Division 3, 2, and 1 stages starting next week. That's going to be it from myself, Blackjack, my co-host Babagusta, and Armin Eisen, as we'll be wrapping things up here and coming back tomorrow with some more qualifiers action for Division 3. Stay tuned and good night.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright.
you